Honor Guard and Troop 234 of the Boy Scouts honor America with the national anthem.
Good Friday night. Welcome into the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex here in Blanchard, Oklahoma. Todd Lisenby alongside Drake Vitito. Blanchard Lions football is on the air as Blanchard on homecoming tonight takes on the visiting Shawnee Wolves, coming off a 21-7 loss last week against Piedmont, a game that I was not at. Big shout out to Carson Craig for filling in on play-by-play last week. But Drake, you were at, and before we talk about tonight's game, just a quick recap of last week for the Blanchard Lions.
Yeah, I had the honor of talking to Coach Craig at the coaches show this past week, and he thought, it was a little bit of a situation where if you didn't look at if you were just a watcher of the final scoreboard and you didn't necessarily get to see the game, it was a game that you thought maybe got away from Blanchard. However, if you were at the game watching it, that was definitely not the case. I think Blanchard kind of did some things to themselves that ended up putting them in a little bit of a hole early. But they were able to put 7 points on the board. It was a pretty good comeback. Particularly the defense did pretty well, especially in those non-takeaway situations where they were making Piedmont go 70, 80 yards down the field to score. That was really where that defense thrived. It was only when those turnovers happened where Piedmont only had to get 30, 40 yards to get a score. That was really the big difference of the game. But if you were at the game, not just a scoreboard watcher, it was a pretty solid performance from the Blanchard defense. But with that being said, a lackluster offensive performance that Coach Craig said at the coaches show on Tuesday.
Before we get to the starters tonight, brought to you by Brightway Insurance, let's do our injury report, brought to you by Hometown Healthcare. One injury of note, Drake.
Yeah, this happened the first week of Noble, so Blanchard's really missing him. Reagan Palmer cracked collarbone. There isn't quite a set-in-stone time period yet for when he'll be back. I'm going to get some more information on that on Tuesday at the next coaches show, but definitely a personnel that Blanchard missed dearly last week against Piedmont. Very good deep ball threat and a really, really, really good defender as well.
Tonight's injury report brought to you by Hometown Healthcare, and hopefully by next week we're not talking about any more players on that injury report. Let's take a look at tonight's starters, brought to you by Brightway Insurance. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. The starters tonight for the Blanchard Lions. At safeties, Coric Pierce and Brayson Carter. At cornerback for the Lions, Terrence Johnson and Matthew Tonsing. The linebackers, Gage Ellison, Braden Stacy, and Ben Hefner. Also Tyler Hughes in at linebacker as well. And then the three-man defensive front, Blake Woods and Ross Johnson at defensive ends. and Cade Saunders at nose guard. That's your defensive starters, brought to you by Brightway Insurance. And Drake, why don't you tell us about the offensive starters tonight for the Blanchard Lions?
Yeah, let's start with the big guys up front. We got Ross Johnson at left tackle, Ryder Dobbs at left guard, Trey Spencer, the man in the middle, Blake Woods, the right guard, Braden Heffernan, the right tackle. Then we got our wide receiver suite of Court Pierce, Brayson Carter, Terrence Johnson. Reagan Palmer is injured, so we're going to see Matthew Tonsing, the senior, making that switch out to left receiver. Then we got Carson Cooksey at quarterback with Mikhail Howell, number 20, the senior, at running back. That is your offensive starters, brought to you by Brightway Insurance.
I don't know if you mentioned earlier, you forgot to mention, but Hudson Perryman at tight end as well. I would imagine we'll see a little more Hudson Perryman split out as well, with Reagan Palmer injured in game one. A game, honestly, that the Lions should win tonight. Shawnee is 1-1 on the season. They did beat Ardmore last week. Ardmore very down this year. The Wolves, a team that is very young, doesn't have a ton of numbers out this season and should be a pretty straightforward win for Blanchard, but it's still a team you're going up a class and playing a 5A team. You know they got some talented players on the other side of the ball.
One of the big things I talked to Coach Craig about this Tuesday was, is there a little bit of a look-ahead syndrome for this game? Obviously, Blanchard handled Shawnee easily last year, and it's the last non-district game before we hop into the games that really matter this season. So I think the biggest thing for them is, getting their foot on the throat early and being able to put them away before, anything interesting happens from the Shawnee Wolves. But with that being said, I think the offense and defense is going to learn from a lot from last week, and I think they're going to have a pretty solid game up front this game.
Speaking of looking ahead, let's look ahead to September 30th real quickly. You've got a big event coming up at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. Drake, tell everyone about that.
Yeah, so 93.3 JKFM is going to be hosting the 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro Trivia Night. Jesse from Jake will be the MC for the night. We're really excited. There's a limited amount of tables available. It is Saturday, September 30th. $500 grand prize for the winner of the trivia night. If you're interested in pre-registering that night, you're going to need to text 405-740-5678 for pre-registration. That is 405-740-5678 for pre-registration for the 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro Trivia Night. Again, it's happening Saturday, September 30th. $500 grand prize for the winning team. You can have a max of 5 players for your table. Limited amount of tables available, so text that number for pre-registration so you don't miss out on the trivia night on September 30th.
Let's see if I can get my old Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers to join me on a team. He's not doing anything nowadays. He's a big Jeopardy guy.
That's right. We got to fly him out from New York.
That sound you hear is the Blanchard Lions taking the field in the gold uniforms tonight with the maroon helmets, with the leaping lion on the side, maroon pants. How do you feel about the gold look?
It's not bad. I am a big fan of maroon. Not too much maroon, though, but I do think the gold kind of gives the maroon a little bit of a spotlight on the jerseys. Before we get really, too far in the weeds into this game, I think it is worth mentioning it is homecoming. Obviously, I think every town thinks their homecoming is extra special, but as someone who went to this school and has seen, the difference of when I was in school versus now, it's gotten a whole lot bigger. I was lucky enough to be in the parade this year. My little brother Davis Vidito is a senior on the cross-country team, so I got to ride in his convertible. He was the cross-country king, and just the specialness that comes with homecoming every year for this town. I know it means a lot to the community, and just seeing it grow to the scale it has is kind of impressive to see, especially with someone that's grown up in this town over the years.
Lions are going to get the ball to start tonight. Rhett Neese has it on the tee for Shawnee. Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air, the sponsor of tonight's game, as Blanchard football gets ready to kick off. Brayson Carter and Corrick Pierce deep to receive for the Lions, standing at their own 9-yard line. Neese has a pretty good leg. He kicks a high kick that's going to be taken by Carter on the run at the 11, up the middle of the field to the 20, 25, 30, finds a gap, cuts outside 35, 40, looking for a block, gets away from a man momentarily. He's got him hog-tied, though, around the back of the jersey, and he brings him down at the 46-yard line. So a nice return of 35 yards for Brayson Carter, and the Blanchard Lions start 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Really good breakaway down the middle there from Brayson. Obviously, special teams, we've been touting it all year, is a very, very strong spot for this Blanchard Lions offense. And just like I said earlier during the pregame, they're going to want to get out early on this Shawnee Wolves team to get ready for district play next week.
Howell in the backfield to the right of Cooksey on 1st and 10 for Blanchard from their own 46. Cooksey takes the snap, throws it in the flat, right side to Pierce. Pierce looking for a block, doesn't get it, and he goes down for no gain on the play. Good tackle out on the edge that time for Shawnee's Delmone Miller.
Corrick Pierce was was the only Lion to score a really pretty green go play. Really good separation in the pass last week, and I want to see him get started here early.
Carter in motion from right to left on this 2nd and 10 play from the 46. That puts 3 receivers on the left side. 1 on the right, Howell to the left of Cooksey. It's a fake handoff and a throw on the slant, and Carter is unable to make the play. He's tackled pretty hard at midfield by Kiefer Landis defensively for Shawnee. Pass is incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
One of the things that Coach Craig talked about this week on the Coaches Show was, a little bit of complacency last week on the offense. It's one of the biggest things that he wants to see turned around this week heading into district play. The offense getting out early and putting pressure on the Shawnee defense.
Perryman in slot left. There's 5 receivers, empty backfield. Shawnee blitz. Man comes free. There's a pass nearly intercepted. Miller had it in his hands. It was intended for Perryman. It falls incomplete, and Blanchard's going to go 3 and out on the opening possession.
Wasn't a bad route there by number 2 for Blanchard. It was a up-the-middle play. I just think it was a better play by the defender because he was behind him. But he ended up making a really good play on the ball and getting his hands on it.
Cooksey working out of the gun here. Blanchard, as we've seen in years past, like to kick out of this set. There's 3 receivers right, 2 left. Cooksey is going to punt it away out of the short shotgun. And the kick takes a big Blanchard bounce at the 20, inside the 5, and Carter can't get to it. It rolls into the end zone for a touchback, nearly an incredible punt. It's still a 54-yard punt with no return, and Shawnee's got it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
For those of you that are not able to watch on stream and you're listening right now on 104.5 Classic Rock, to describe that kick, like Todd said, taking a Blanchard bounce, it started at about, the 25, and it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. Really, really good place kick. Probably one of the best we're going to see all year, really, but just not enough for Blanchard to get the speed down there and get it before it hit the end zone.
1st and 10 for Shawnee as their quarterback, Jameer Owens, working out of the shotgun on 1st down. Owens hands it off on 1st down, running left, not a lot there. Is coming in to make the play for Blanchard that time was Blake Woods, as that's going to be a run by Dietrich Beavers for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Got to give a quick shout out to that Blanchard front. They've done a spectacular job these past couple of weeks of really containing that edge, really forcing the team to go up middle to get anything if they want to stick to that run game. Blanchard defensive line not having it right there.
2nd and 10 from the 20 for Shawnee. Owens has 2 receivers left, 1 right. Owens straight drop. Looks, throws in the flat to Beavers. Beavers makes the first man miss at the 25, 30, has the 1st down and more across the 35 before he's wrestled to the turf at the 36-yard line. Making the tackle for Blanchard that time was Terrence Johnson, but not before a 16-yard gain and a Shawnee 1st down.
The one thing I do remember from last year about this Wolves team, yes, they are young, but I do remember them being particularly skilled at the skill positions on the outside, being able to create a little bit of space for themselves. You saw it right there on the stream.
Here's a handoff to Beavers, running right, gets over a man on the backfield, slips and falls. The ball comes loose. He jumps back on top of it in the backfield at the 31-yard line. I believe that was that Ross Johnson that got the penetration that time? It might have been Woods again that got the penetration.
I believe so. He got tripped up a little bit.
We do have a flag down as well on the far side of the field.
Got tripped up a little bit there, but I think he extended that left arm a little bit, kind of caused a little bit of havoc there for the running back, made him trip up a bit.
It's going to be a holding penalty, and Blanchard might decline this one because there was a loss on the play. They will. So Blanchard, instead of taking the 1st and 20, will instead, after that loss of 5, leave Shawnee with the 2nd and 15. Ball's back at the 31-yard line on the right hash. for quarterback Jameer Owens. Owens, hard snap count, now looks to the sideline. Blanchard doesn't jump. Owens this time takes the shotgun snap, hands to Beavers right up the middle. Hole closes pretty quickly, but Beavers is able to squirm through a couple arms for a 5-yard gain back up to the 36. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. 9:22 to go first quarter, still scoreless here at the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex.
It would not surprise me if we try and see a little bit of trickery, more of those hard snap counts from Shawnee, just to try and get as much yardage as they can without having to execute a play. Blanchard not very good when it came to, penalizing the other team last week against Piedmont.
Owens dropping on 3rd and 10, fires one deep, left side. That pass is caught. What a great grab downfield that time. Made by Miller, Delmo Miller, who nearly had an interception and dropped one right in his hands earlier. That time makes a really tough catch all the way down to the Blanchard 36. That's a gain of 33 yards, a first down.
One of those situations where I think the quarterback just put it in the exact place where Terrence Johnson wasn't able to get it.
Owens from the Blanchard 36 running a straight quarterback run to the right, looking to get around the edge at the 40, turns it up to the 34-yard line. Is going to gain a couple. Good job that time by Ben Hefner running him down on the edge after a 2-yard gain.
I'm going to be intrigued to see as this game rolls along if Shawnee continues to try and establish that edge with the running game, because Blanchard's been really good at that this season, being able to contain that edge for little to no gains.
2nd down and 8 from the Blanchard 34. Owens hands up the middle to Beavers. He's hit immediately and dropped. Ross Johnson and Ben Hefner are there to make the tackle, but the initial penetration came from Jake Carter that time. It's a loss of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
If Shawnee's going to want to have any chance in this game, they gotta establish that passing game. It's going to take a lot of those throws like we saw a couple plays ago, because I don't think the running game is going to be as rewarding for them tonight.
3rd and 9 at the Blanchard 35. Owens takes the snap. Straight drop, throws deep over the middle and nobody home. Threw it about 10 yards over his intended receiver, Ejon Thomas. And it's 4th and 9 at the Blanchard 35. Kind of no man's land here, I would imagine. Shawnee's going to go for it.
That was a little bit of the term of the week last week. There was a lot of no man's land, a lot of 4th down goes for it. Would not be shocked to see a pass here.
Owens out of the gun on 4th and 9. Takes the snap, low snap. Blanchard rushes 3, throws down the middle for Miller, who makes the grab and waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown. Delmone Miller catches the pass for a 35-yard touchdown, and Shawnee strikes first in this one with 7:37 to go in the first quarter.
Shawnee wide receiver did a really good job of beating that first line of defense. Enough so, and it was a great place ball by the Shawnee quarterback, and I would think it was just one of those situations where the safety was not able to make up enough space that first line of defense for Blanchard had given up to the receiver.
Jameer Owens to Delmone Miller for 35 yards, and the extra point for Nice is on the way, and it's good. 7:37 to go first quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. It's Shawnee 7, Blanchard 0. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Kick to the Wolves, number 31, Rhett Nice.
Welcome back. Nice will kick it away for Shawnee as Carter's going to get another returnable one at the 11-yard line. Helmet comes off in the middle of the field as Carter gets up across the 25, and he's ridden down from behind at the 31-yard line. As the tackle was in fact, they're going to mark him just short of the 46. So technically it'll be 2nd and 1. It's 2nd down and about a half yard here.
And if I were to ask Coach Craig right now on the sideline, I still think he'd be very adamant about, establishing that run. Whether it be Cooksey or Mikhail Howell, I think it's very important for them to set up the long ball.
This time it is Howell right up the middle who gets the handoff, and he gains 5 across midfield to the Shawnee 49-yard line before he's tackled by Demario Joyner. First down for Blanchard. That's the first United first down as the Blanchard Lions have it into Shawnee territory, 1st and 10.
And I know we're kind of going off the eye test here, but that front 5 for Blanchard is looking pretty good matched up to this front 4 for Shawnee. I really think leaning on that run is going to be key here in these early moments.
Man in motion again. This time it's Vickery. The handoff to Howell right ahead. Howell uses 2 hands to cover the ball as he runs down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 5 from the 49 down to the 44. It'll be 2nd and 5. 6:15 to go first quarter. Blanchard trails 7-0.
This is not the first time we've seen a drive like this where Blanchard just continually pounds it on the ground. Then they get to about the 40 or that 35, and they go for something big down the middle or something big on the sideline.
2 receivers left, 2 right. As Carter goes in motion. This time Carter gets the handoff, running left. Carter to the 40, makes a man miss, looking to bounce outside, gets the first down, and is wrestled out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Needed to get to the 39. He got about a yard past it, and that's another First United first down as Blanchard has 1st and 10 at the Shawnee 38.
That's such an underrated gift to have for this Blanchard Lions offense. Not only can you play bully ball and take it down the middle, but you have skill position players who are really good side-to-side, contain that side-to-side speed, and can beat people on the edge if they just have one extra step, and you're seeing kind of the whole package here as this drive unfolds.
Carter, Pierce, and Perryman are split wide right. They wear numbers 1, 2, 3, which is kind of cool. Cooksey in the shotgun. Cooksey fakes a screen, goes deep for Carter. Carter has a step. The pass is incomplete. Just a little out of his reach. Blanchard coaches thought he might have been tugged at from behind by Beavers, who was in coverage, Dietrich Beavers, but it's going to be an incomplete pass, and it'll be a 2nd and 10.
Thought for a second there Carter had him beat on that inside a little bit. He kind of cut on the inside. Pretty good recovery there from the Shawnee defender. Just couldn't bring it in. It's pretty good throw, all things considered as well.
Blanchard taking a little longer to get the play in here. Play clock still has 22 seconds on it, but a little longer pre-snap than we're used to seeing. Perhaps that's because Carter just ran about a 40-yard route. As this time Howell right up the middle has a little bit of a crease that closes pretty quickly. He runs for 3 yards down to the 35. Tackle made defensively for Shawnee that time.
I think we need to mention this before we get too far into it. I think it's the first game of the season, Todd, where it's fall weather, baby. It feels like a little bit like football weather.
It's nice out there. Little sprinkles coming in.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the worst conditions we've called in.
No, it would not. Not even close. 3rd down and 7 from the 35. Cooksey pressured, steps out of a rush, gets hit from behind. The ball's fumbled. It's loose on the ground, and it's recovered by Shawnee in Blanchard territory. Cooksey fumbled it away. It was recovered on the play by Ryan High, and Shawnee's going to have it 1st and 10 at the Blanchard 40. There is a flag down on the far side of the field. Maybe a sideline interference on Shawnee from the way it was thrown, and it is.
Just a really bad stretch of luck there for Blanchard. That first read for Cooksey wasn't open, and the defense was in his grill before he was able to make that second. And
for the record, by the way, sideline interference, not a penalty. It's a warning this time, so it will stay Shawnee's ball. Just wanted to clear that up. Go ahead, Drake.
Yeah, he ended up scrambling after that first read because the defense got to him pretty quick, and he did not see the man on his blind side. He reared back for a throw. People that can't see on stream, people that are listening right now, and got clipped from him.
Yeah, and even if his arm was going forward, which I don't think it was, the ball went backwards, so it's still a fumble either way. And
correct.
Good job by Ryan High to jump on it for Shawnee. So it's 1st and 10 Wolves at the Blanchard 40 as Owens is in the shotgun formation with an empty backfield. Owens, who's a running quarterback, will take the quarterback draw, run it left to the 40, and a nice hit delivered at the 37-yard line. Good tackle in open space that time by Gage Ellison. And it's going to be a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
We saw this a little bit last week with Piedmont. Blanchard really having to lean on their defensive effort. Really, really physical good hit there by Gage Ellison to keep, you got to keep that pressure on this Shawnee offense, or they're kind of riding a streak right now.
Beavers in the backfield to the left of Owens on 2nd down and 10. Owens straight drop, pumps, throws in the flat, right side, and overthrows his intended receiver and incomplete. That's Kiefer Landis out there, who would have had to made a circus catch, and honestly, it's better for Shawnee that he dropped it. Had he caught it, he would have lost about 3 yards in the flat there. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and I think that's the key for the Blanchard defense. Obviously, this is a very young quarterback, a running quarterback, like you said. When you make him go through that 1st and 2nd read on a passing play, kind of gives him a little bit of that urge to maybe get the ball out without getting a hit, kind of what we saw with Cooksey just that last drive.
3rd and 7 from the 43. Blitz comes, trying to set up a screen. It's the tunnel screen underneath. Pass is completed, looking to get outside near the 1st down, and just short is Ejon Thomas. And we'll see where they spot this. If they give him the 30-yard line, he's got a 1st down. And they do, and it is a 1st down for Blanchard. No, they're going to say 4th down now. As it's a quarterback sneak, it is going to be a 1st down because Owens runs for 2 yards straight ahead. The referee signaled 1st down, but the chains never moved.
Oops. Oh.
And so it's a 2-yard gain. And now the question may be, was there a 1st down? Because if that was a 1st down play, now Shawnee's going to get a 2-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
I don't think that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I think this is probably the right way to handle it. It's 1st and 10 Shawnee at the Blanchard 18. The Lions struggling early, 3:57 to go 1st quarter. No, they're going to say that it was a 1st down,
What is
even though the chains hadn't moved yet.
Oof. Who is that on? Is that on the chain gang?
I mean, that's on the chain gang to me. That's on the referee. Should have waited for the chains to be set.
Right.
So it's 2nd and 8. We'll see how that affects Shawnee. Owens working out of the gun. Straight drop, throws right side, has a man, throws it wide and incomplete, intended for Zyron Campbell.
What we've seen right now is, Shawnee quarterback, little inconsistent with his throws. I think the main thing for Blanchard right here is just staying consistent in those coverages, just making sure all their gaps are filled. This Shawnee team's very young. It's going to be wildly inconsistent through most of the night. You just got to ride the wave. Whatever they're bringing, you got to be the best version of yourself, whichever version of that Shawnee offense you're getting.
3rd down and 8 at the 28-yard line. In Blanchard territory for Shawnee, already up 7-0. Empty backfield for Owens. Owens, quarterback draw, looking to bounce outside left. Owens finds room. There's a flag down in the backfield for a hold.
Yeah. Can't see the number, 53.
And this one is deep in the backfield as well. Owens runs down to the 22. It's going to be a 4th and short, but actually this is going to come way back.
I think that was Blake Woods, the one that was held there.
It's a spot foul, so the line of scrimmage was the 28, but the hold happened back at the 32. So we're looking at
63 for Shawnee with the hold.
We're looking at a 10-yard penalty, which basically is a 14-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's going to be now 3rd down and 22 for Shawnee.
It's a really good spot right here for the Lions defense.
They haven't.
Oh, go ahead.
They didn't mark the penalty off. If the hold happened at the 32, they got to mark it off 10 yards. Maybe they're saying the hold happened 10 yards downfield. That's terrible. So it's 3rd and 12. They didn't step off the penalty. As now Owens will throw one right side deep. It's a jump ball, and it's intercepted. Tonsing goes up and makes the pick at the 6-yard line, and Blanchard gets it back.
Great pick there from Tonsing. Obviously the fill-in for the injured Reagan Palmer, doing the most he can with the opportunities given to him. We've been saying it all game, Todd. It's going to be a very inconsistent passing game. You're going to get a lot of good, a lot of bad from Shawnee. got to take advantage of that bad when it comes. It's exactly what number 23 Matthew Thompson did, the senior, on homecoming night.
So Blanchard takes over at the 6-yard line. I want to thank some of our sponsors tonight: First United Bank and Mortgage, Brightway Insurance, the LB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs on first down. Here's a handoff to Carter, sweeping right, looking to get outside, and Carter's tripped up inside the 10. He'll stumble forward to the 13 and get a gain of 7 on that play. As Delmone Miller, again, he flies in from the secondary position. He's been very active for Shawnee.
Really good tackle there from the Shawnee defender. But with that being said, Carter did get a little bit of extra yardage there after the hit, so way to not give up on that play.
Other sponsors tonight: Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, and of course tonight's game sponsor is Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. As Cooksey on second down throws it in the flat to Carter. Carter, little stutter step inside, heads for the sideline and gets out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. That's more than enough for a First United first down for the Blanchard Lions on a gain of 10.
And this is something we're really used to seeing. You know, you don't always have to establish that run with a run play. A lot of times Blanchard likes to throw those little bubble passes, make their skill position receivers do some stuff in space, and that's exactly what you saw right there from Carter.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line for the Lions as Cooksey throws it in the flat right side. Pass is caught out across the 30 to the 32 and out of bounds at the 33-yard line for Tyler Hughes. He's going to be close to the first down. It'll depend on the spot. We'll wait for the official call from our referee. And it is a First United first down. Gain of 10 on the play.
I was able to talk to Tyler Hughes this week at the coach's show. Really bright, really good kid. Getting a couple of looks at from some smaller colleges. He's just a real complete player. Really, really good ball hawk on defense as well.
1st and 10 from the 33 as Shawnee shows blitz. Might have been offside. No call as Blanchard runs right into the teeth of the blitz, and Mikhail Howe fights forward to get 3 yards on a play that probably should have been a 0 play. He gains 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, give some props. People that are listening right now on Classic Rock 104.5, I mean, he was tackled right there about when he was handed off the ball, but he fought about 2 Shawnee defenders to get that extra 3 yards. Really good effort there. It's the little things for this drive, being down 7-0 for Shawnee. Just making those little extra individual efforts is going to go a long way in getting that score tied up in the end.
2nd down and 7 at the 36-yard line for the Lions. Perryman goes in motion as it's a handoff to Howell, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and ridden down for a loss of 4. Coming in to make the play that time was Lance Williams, who came on the edge and wasn't fooled by the option play. And now it's a 3rd and long for Blanchard as the clock rolls down to 1:26 and ticking to go here in this first quarter. 3rd and 11.
Trying to see if that was the first time. Was that the first time we saw Perriman in that option play? I believe so. I think we're going to see a lot more of that. I just think with the size of that Blanchard O-line, I just think that the run is undeniable at this point.
3rd and 11. Blanchard's going to have to go to the air here as Howell goes in motion out of the backfield. Shawnee blitzes. Cooksey pumps, throws in the flat. Pierce catches it across the 35 to the 40. He's got the first down. 45-50, slips away from a tackler. Down the middle of the field. He'll go for the touchdown. No flags. Corrick Pierce, 68 yards on a 3rd down and 11. It's a touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air, and the Blanchard Lions are an extra point away from tying this ball game up at 7.
That was a great response from the Blanchard O. First off, how that play started, great scramble by Cooksey, being aware of who's around him in the pocket, runs out of the pocket, makes that pass to Corrick Pierce. Give credit to Corrick. If he would have turned on the outside, that would have been an automatic tackle from that Shawnee defender. He turned inside. There was nothing but green in front of him. Evaded a couple of Shawnee's defenders on the way and got 6 points on the board for Blanchard.
Alec Price's extra point is up, and it's off the left upright and no good. So with 44 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's Shawnee 7, Blanchard 6. Our game sponsor tonight, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This is Blanchard Lions football.
it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back to Blanchard. 7-6 our score, a 68-yard touchdown pass to Corrick Pierce with 44 seconds to go here in the first quarter as the kickoff is taken on a short kick by Beavers, who brings it out across the 35 to about the 36-yard line, and that's where Shawnee will have it 1st and 10. The Lions still haven't put a drive together, Drake, but you hit big plays like that, it's going to make up for a lot offensively.
Yeah, I think you can see a little bit of a momentum shift happening right now. Obviously, Shawnee was able to take the ball down the field, but I think that inconsistent quarterback play, obviously living and dying by your sophomore quarterback, is going to end up coming back to bite you in the butt, and that's exactly what happened last time on defense. It's just up to that Lion offense to respond, be able to take that momentum, like we saw that last drive from them, take it down for a score.
7-6 our score, Shawnee with the lead. Final 39 seconds here of quarter number 1. Owens and Beavers in the backfield for Shawnee. Beavers to the left of Owens, who's in the shotgun. It's a handoff to Beavers, running right, looking to bounce outside. He's got the edge. He's got speed at the 40, 45, 50. One man to beat. It's Carter down the sideline. Carter chases him down, tries to rip the ball away and can't. It's a long run for Dietrich Beavers all the way down to the 16-yard line in Blanchard territory. That's a gain of 49 yards on the play.
That's the first time in a very long while that I've seen this Blanchard defense give up something on the edge. It's very rare that you see someone that's just as fast or faster than Brayson Carter, and that Shawnee player definitely was stroking the riding down those sidelines with speed.
Hard snap count. No one jumps. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 16 in Blanchard territory. Owens again hands to Beavers. This time he's bottled up in the backfield for a loss of 1. Jake Carter there again. Also up front that time, Trace Spencer, who's in there and on the play as well. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 when we start quarter number 2. 1 quarter in the books. Tonight's game sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Our score after 1, Shawnee 7, Blanchard 6. This is Blanchard Lions football.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back to Blanchard High School, the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 1 quarter in the books, and Blanchard trails Shawnee by a score of 7-6. Todd Lisenby, Drake Vitito. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Thanks to all of our sponsors, First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarborough & Sons, Brightway Insurance, CLB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs, Hometown Healthcare, Coops Performance Gym, Quick Wrench, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, and Craig and Straight Orthodontics. Proud to have all them as sponsors of Blanchard football this year. As Beavers gets a handoff running left, he cuts up the field, and Beavers has a touchdown. There's a flag down in the backfield. This one's coming back for a hold as Dietrich Beavers ran for a 17-yard touchdown. It's a hold on Shawnee. Happened at the 18-yard line, so we'll march it back 10 yards.
Seeing a little bit of it's just a whole different running makeup with this team compared to the power running that Piedmont did last week.
They marked it back 9 yards, so I guess it's better than 0 last time.
Shawnee's
back
really
to the 27.
accepting that challenge on the edge that the Blanchard defense has been pretty good at this year. Got to give credit to Beavers for that speed on the edge, but man, they're just gashing Blanchard for big yards right now.
Kevin Tyner in at running back now for the first time. First and 21 for Shawnee. As throwing over the middle, that pass is incomplete, intended for Miller. I'm pretty sure it's third down now.
Oh, yeah.
It should be third down. It is. They fixed it on the down marker now. It's a third down and 21 coming up. Chain Gang is having a little bit of a struggle tonight.
Outside of those two big run plays, I mean, and that initial just scoring drive where that pass ended up getting through that Blanchard defense, the Shawnee quarterback hasn't been anything otherworldly. Very, very hot and cold for him in the passing game. It's just those big runs that have been, hurting Blanchard thus far. Third and
21, three-man rush as Owens drops. He's pressured. Hit, steps away, throws in the flat, has Miller wide open at the 15, the 10. A hold's going to come in as Johnson was held back at about the 6-yard line. It's not going to be a touchdown. He did get to the end zone, but a flag's going to come in for an obvious hold there in the flat as Johnson threw both hands up and got tackled to the ground. So it's going to be third down again. It's going to be a spot foul.
Okay.
So the line of scrimmage last time was the 27-yard line. It was third and 21. Even though the scoreboard says second and 21, it was third and 21. And they needed to get to the 6. The play went into the end zone, but there was a hold that happened at the 6. So this should be a spot foul, and it should be third down and 10 from the 16. We'll see if the officials get this one right. We had a couple chances tonight and not.
You can say it, Todd.
It's a pass interference on Blanchard.
Oh.
I don't understand what the flag was for, but the touchdown's going to stand.
Craig is almost as dumbfounded as we are.
He gave the signal for pass interference. Sorry, it's a pass interference on Shawnee.
Oh.
But again, it was a run play.
Right, after the pass.
Oh,
I mean, he was blocking.
No. It was a pass play. He threw it in the flat.
Right, but
so they're saying there was a block downfield before the pass was thrown on Shawnee, or as the pass was being thrown.
We've jumped through some hoops.
And pass
already.
interference goes from the previous spot, so this is going to move the ball all the way back to the third. It should be 10 yards from the previous spot.
And a timeout.
Shawnee's got a timeout. We're going to clear our heads here and try to figure this out for you. Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air is tonight's game sponsor. 7-6 Shawnee leads, 11:37 to go first half. This is Blanchard Lions football.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to Blanchard. After all that's settled, 3rd down and 25 for Shawnee. It's a handoff to Beavers right up the middle. Makes a man miss, jumps outside, spins off a tackle to the 20. From the 31 down to the 20, he runs for 11. And now it's going to be 4th down. They've got a decent kicker in Rhett Neese. It would be a 37-yard field goal. We'll see if they try the field goal. It looks like they're going to trot out the field goal unit for a 37-yard kick from the left hash.
I think this is the first time we're seeing a non-extra point field goal this season for Blanchard. And it's not from Blanchard.
Lance Williams is the holder. He's also the punter for Shawnee and plays defensive end. As Neese will have a 37-yard field goal from the left hash. The snap and the holder good. The kick has plenty of leg, and he knocked it home. 10:47 to go first quarter. Shawnee adds to the lead. 10-7, the Wolves on top. Tonight's game sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at Squirtle.com/stream.
Welcome back to Blanchard. 10:47 to go in the first half. 10-6, Blanchard trails Shawnee after a Rhett Neese 37-yard field goal added to the Wolves' lead. Guess you feel like you got away with a little something there, Drake, because twice Shawnee had it in the end zone and it was called back for penalties on that drive.
Right. We're seeing some pretty uncharacteristic things right here from the Lions defense that we haven't seen all year. Obviously, you're facing a little bit of a different run game, more of a got to give credit to Beavers for Shawnee. He's a quick guy, and he's able to get in between those creases with ease. A little bit different from the design power run stuff the triple option stuff that we saw from Piedmont last week. Just missing some tackles, getting beat on the edge, just stuff we haven't seen from that Blanchard defense thus far. I think there's going to be some improvements made. There
was a penalty after the field goal, personal foul on Shawnee. So Shawnee's kicking off from their own 25-yard line. So Blanchard should get good field position here, as Carter and Pierce are standing at their own 25. Neese with a high short kick. It's going to be caught and returned from the 44 up across midfield to the 45 in Shawnee territory, as on the return that time was Vaughn McIntyre. And it'll be 1st and 10 Blanchard in plus territory at the Shawnee 45.
Well, this is one of those situations where we might be looking back at this game, Todd, and saying this might be one of those interesting situations where, this might be the best spot that Blanchard gets when it comes to maybe Shawnee punting the ball or kicking off the ball all game. They need to take advantage of these little things that Shawnee are giving them.
1st and 10 Blanchard. Fake handoff. Cooksey going up top. Looking for a man. It's Pierce. Pierce tries to make the grab and can't hang on. Down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It was a really, really good try there from Pierce. Got separation off of his defender. A little bit of a pressure look there by the Shawnee defense. Cork was able to get that separation, just a little bit underthrown there from Cooksey. Probably what resulted something in like a touchdown, but really good individual effort there from Cork Pierce, just not able to connect there from Cooksey on the deep ball.
2nd down and 10 Blanchard at the 25-yard line. There's a handoff up the middle this time, as that's McIntyre who gets the carry after the good kick return, and he carries it down inside the 40 to the 39 for a gain of 6.
We were talking about how young and, up and down this Shawnee offense were, it's the same story with the defense. If Blanchard's able to get that run game established, and you're going to see a lot more plays like we just saw in that missed pass with Court Pierce, the opportunities are going to present themselves to this Lions offense. It's just up to them to capitalize on this very young, inexperienced Shawnee defense.
3rd down and 4 for Blanchard at the 39. Hand off to McIntyre. Up the middle, breaks the tackle. First down, 35-30 down to the 29-yard line. Vaughn McIntyre gives the Lions a First United first down on a run of 9 yards.
We've called McIntyre's name a bit back in that Noble game when the stomp was happening and got some of those backups in. I think Vaughn McIntyre is a very, very good running back. A little bit more of a different dynamic with him compared to Mikael Howell. Mikael Howell makes people miss. Vaughn it welcomes that contact, and I think it's a really good dynamic to start this running game fresh for Blanchard.
1st and 10 at the 29. Cooksey slant route, complete to Johnson to the 20. Stumbling forward, he's got the first down to the 19, to the 18-yard line, 11 yards, another First United first down from Carson Cooksey to Terrence Johnson.
That's really refreshing to see from the senior right there, Terrence Johnson. Last week against Piedmont, he missed a couple of those crucial catches up the middle from Cooksey, and I think he's really glad to have that started, his first catch of the night, hopefully not his last catch.
1st and 10, Blanchard. At the 18-yard line in the red zone now in Wolves territory. Cooksey hands to McIntyre up the middle, hit at about the 16 and stumbles forward to the 14. Gain of 4. Good solo tackle by Ryan High, but a 4-yard gain on the first down run.
Again, on these mid runs right here down the middle, you got to give props to Ryder Dobbs, Ross Johnson, Trey Spencer, Blake Woods, Braden Heffernan, and the guys up front. They're creating large gaps on that front line against Shawnee, and it's able to get these medium gains in these downs.
2nd down and 6 at the 14 in Shawnee territory. McIntyre again gets the handoff. This time he's hitting the backfield, and he gains about a yard to the 13 as he's ridden down from behind that time by Jamar Favors. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Unlike Shawnee, you got to assume here if you're Blanchard that if you don't get it right here on 3rd down, you will be going for it for the 4th. Would not be surprised if we try and get something of a bubble, try and get someone going out on the edges. We've been attacking that middle all drive, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bubble screen pass here to see if we can get someone out on those flats, make something happen, make someone miss on that Shawnee defense.
3rd and 5 at the 13 in Shawnee territory. 7:45 to go first half. Blanchard trails 10-6. Cooksey fakes the handoff. There's a whistle stopping play, and Blanchard called a timeout before the snap. We'll take it with them. Tonight's game sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. 10-6 our score. Shawnee leads. 7:39 to go first half. This is Blanchard Lions football.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at the
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Big 3rd down coming up for Blanchard. 3rd and 5 at the 13. Drake Vitito alongside me tonight. The great Nate in the booth with us, helping produce for the stream tonight if you're watching that. And Reeves Mitchell back in the Classic Rock 104.5 studios for us, producing over the radio airwaves. 3rd and 5 for the Lions at the 13. Needing to get it to the 8 for the first down. Cooksey in the shotgun, sends Carter in motion. Carter motioning towards the short side of the field, takes the handoff, running right, has the first down at the 7-yard line to the 6 and out of bounds. Wrestled out there. He needed 5. He got 7. It's a First United first down, and it's a 1st and goal for the Lions.
Well, I was only half right. I thought that play on the bubble would be coming from a pass, but they just wanted to get Carter out starting on a little bit of a jet sweep, if you will. Really good game from him. It's really hard to get him beat out on the edges, especially when he has that running start. Lions looking to put 6 on the board here.
McIntyre's gotten basically this entire drive at running back, and he's to the left of Cooksey. On 1st and goal, it's a fake handoff. Cooksey throws in the flat. Perryman's got it, turns it up at the 5, breaks the tackle, throws him to the ground, and strides into the end zone for a Blanchard touchdown. Touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. And with 7:27 to go in the first half, Blanchard retakes the lead 12-10 as Alex Price comes on for the extra point.
A little bit of a different other side of the spectrum. It's really hard to tackle Brayson Carter when he has a really good running start. It's really hard to tackle Hudson Perriman just because he's got that big body. And you saw that if you're watching on stream. He had a guy pretty much draped over him right as soon as he caught the ball, but he did not go down without a fight, getting 6 on the board for the Lions.
Price's extra point is up, and it's good. With 7:27 to go in the first half, Blanchard retakes the lead. In fact, takes the lead for the first time tonight, 13-10 over Shawnee. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back.
Osman Maldonado has it on the tee to kick it away for Blanchard. 6-yard touchdown pass. Carson Cooksey to Hudson Perryman. Alex Price's extra point makes it 13-10 as Maldonado kicks one short, low, on the ground and taken on a knee by the return man at the 30-yard line. That was Ajon Thomas who just jumped on top of it. And it's 1st and 10 Shawnee at the 30 as the Blanchard defense looks to maybe make a big play here and keep the momentum rolling.
Love to see the Blanchard D here get a quick 3 and out. No big gashing plays from the run game like Shawnee's been getting pretty routinely thus far. I want to see a real clean set of downs here. I don't want to see the lack of experience that Shawnee offense has. I don't want to see any penalties hampering that defense, even though they would be welcome. I just want to see a real quick, clean 3 and out here to get that momentum going for this Blanchard defense. They're struggling to find it thus far here.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Wolves. Owen sends Dietrich Beavers to slot left, has an empty backfield, throwing the middle of the field. Pass is caught. What a leaping grab. Made it midfield by Miller. He's made 2 circus catches. Give him credit. That's a 20-yard gain.
I think he got enough in the air to dunk a basketball, honestly. It's a pretty good throw by the
By the way,
Shawnee
I think I called him
quarterback.
Dietrich Miller. That's Delmone Miller who made the grab. My bad.
You did say Dietrich.
I did. Dietrich Beavers is the running back.
Got your mind on Germany tonight.
He split to the right. Jason Dietrich, an old OU basketball player, split to the right as he gets it on 1st down, and he is tackled in the backfield. A flag comes in.
Face mask?
And maybe they're going to call a face mask here, as that was Ryder Dobbs who came in and made a big tackle.
So for those not watching on stream, his right arm went around. It was almost like a wrap. There wasn't really a grab that happened.
See what our referee here says. It is going to be a face mask on Dobbs.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. And the ref that made the throw of the flag wasn't at the right angle to even see it happen.
And again, I don't know why they keep doing this. That's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. The foul happened at the 46-yard line in Shawnee territory, and they marched the penalty off from the previous spot.
Right.
So Shawnee got 4 extra yards. That's twice now Shawnee's benefited from that. It's first down and 10 at the Blanchard 35. Low snap on the ground, and ducking away from a tackle is Owens. Finds Beavers in the flat, wide open at the 25-20. Makes a man miss. 15-10, 5, dives in, touchdown. It was a busted play, and Beavers got free in the slot, and he scores a touchdown, and Shawnee answers right back and leads 16-13.
For those of you listening on radio right now, not able to see that play, little bit of a fumble on that initial snap there from the Shawnee quarterback, but man, had about 2 or 3 Blanchard defenders automatically there, just missing that tackle. I really think looking back on this game, you're going to be kind of circling this one, seeing how much of a difference maker it was, depending on how this score ends up being at the end of 4 quarters.
Dietrich Beavers has some jet packs on his back. He has some speed. His Niece's extra point is up and good. 6:36 to go first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Shawnee leads Blanchard 17-13. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 35-yard touchdown pass from Jameer Owens to Dietrich Beavers has put Shawnee back on top, 17-13. Got a bit of a shootout here in the second quarter as both teams going back and forth with big plays. As Niece will kick this one away. Again, it's a short kick. And again, it's going to be fielded by McIntyre at the 29 up to the 35-40. He's hit hard and pinball down at the 44-yard line. Caught the 45-yard line as he ran into Kiefer Landis, who's a good defensive player for Shawnee, and that was a nice collision there from both sides. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Blanchard. Again, good field position.
Yeah, really like to see Blanchard kind of build upon that score from last drive. Just keep riding that momentum. Gotta assume that the defense is going to make some innate changes here on these next downs, but got to keep the offense rolling.
And Shawnee's going to jump offside on a hard snap count as big Jamar Favors stepped into the neutral zone. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty and make it 1st and 5, excuse me.
Give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors tonight: Craig & Straight Orthodontics, 10 Arrows Roofing, Keeler Custom Homes, Quick Wrench, and Coop's Performance Gym. Really couldn't do what we're doing right now without you guys. Really big support from the community
How
this
is old
year.
Coop doing?
Coop's doing good. I was actually able to ask a question to Blake Woods, the senior, about Coops because he does that little extra weight training program. It was good. It was a good answer from him. He's been doing it a long time.
Hand off to McIntyre on 1st and 5, and he runs right side for a gain of just 1. DeMario Joyner makes a tackle. It'll be 2nd and 4.
I don't think Coop's getting much sleep though. But I don't think he's been getting much sleep
I don't
for
think
the
Coop
majority
wants
of his
much sleep.
life. Right.
I don't think he wants much sleep at all. You want to talk about a guy that's 100 miles an hour all the time.
Yeah.
That's your guy. But he gets great results. That's why he's had so much success here in Blanchard. One of the many sponsors of Blanchard Lions football this year is In Motion. It's Johnson. Johnson gets a handoff on a sweep going left. Johnson looking to get outside, gets near the 1st down marker. Lions got away with one there. I thought they had 2 in motion in the backfield. There's no flag as Johnson runs for the 4 yards he needs, and he gets a Blanchard Lions 1st down, a First United 1st down at the 40-yard line.
It was a pretty good run right there from Carter.
45, excuse me.
Pretty good run right there from Carter. Obviously,
Johnson on the run.
Oh, I thought it was
Johnson.
thought it was number 1.
Thought it was Johnson. It might have been Carter. Go ahead.
Anyways, Shawnee kind of read it pretty well, but Brayson did a really good job of getting enough for that 1st down, fighting that individual effort that I talked about earlier, just getting those little bit extra inches.
1st and 10, Blanchard at the 45. Cooksey to Carter in the flat right side. Carter looking to get outside, gets a good block from Pierce, gets around the edge inside the 40, down to about the 37-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 38, so it's a 7-yard gain. Clock stops with 5:14 to go first half, 2nd and 3 upcoming.
It's just so hard to stop that if you're the Shawnee defense, but
really good block from Pierce out there too.
Really good blocking from the skill position players. I mean, that's kind of been their bread and butter ever since we started doing this last year. It kind of is. It's a pass play, but where Brayson is catching it at, where those skill position receivers are catching it at, it's almost like a run play. You're starting where a running back would be if it was just a traditional handoff play.
Still 12 on the play clock as Blanchard is going to have to hurry here with the clock at 7 and ticking. Cooksey in the gun on 2nd and 3, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws in the flat to Perryman, who makes the grab, and Perryman's going to be tackled down as that was Dace Shaw that time that got him in the bear trap. No, excuse me, that was Landis that got him in the bear trap down at the 36-yard line around the ankle. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. Hudson Perryman gains 4 on the catch. It'll be 3rd and 1.
It's one of those packages from Blanchard where you line Hudson up, makes it look like you're just going to do a power run down the middle, and he slips out. It was a really good job by the Shawnee defense to kind of sniffing out before anything was able to happen.
It was actually a gain of 2, so it's 3rd and 1. Shawnee showing blitz on this 3rd and 1 with McIntyre still in the backfield. Haven't seen Mikhail Howell the last 2 drives.
Corick is alone on an island out there on the right.
Carter in motion, handoff McIntyre, hitting the backfield and bangs off the tackle and gets the first down inside the 35 to the 33. He was hit in the hole that time by Ryan High and just kept his feet pumping for 3 yards and a first down, a First United first down.
It's got to be pretty refreshing to see, Blanchard being able to lean on that run game. That's something we weren't able really to establish last week against Piedmont. So instead of relying on those bubble passes to get those big chunk yardage, I'm glad that the running game is establishing itself a little bit here as we're almost at halftime.
1st and 10 at the 33. Carter in motion again. Carter this time fake handoff. Cooksey keeps it right up the middle of the field, down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Taken down by Lance Williams that time, and I like to call it when it happens. Good sportsmanship by Williams that time to help up Cooksey after the tackle. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6.
We don't really get to see Cooksey use his legs all that often, but when he does, he usually makes those right decisions there in the backfield, makes the right read, and he took it there for a pretty good medium-sized gain. He's really good with his legs. I just think they like to, a little bit of a Dylan Gabriel situation last year. Just don't like to use it a whole lot.
3:19 and ticking in this first half as Cooksey fakes a handoff, looking, going deep down the right side. Pass is caught. Flag comes in as the pass is caught by Pierce down inside the 10-yard line. We'll see what the flag is for. If it's going to be pass interference offensively, defensively, it could be a hold here on Shawnee.
Is that the back?
It is a pass interference on Shawnee. That one's going to be declined. So the pass is complete to Pierce from the 28 down to the 5-yard line, and it's going to be a First United first down and goal for the Blanchard Lions.
It's a very similar pass that we saw last week that resulted in 6 points. Pretty much the same exact play. You got him kind of floating to the outside pylon out there, and he was able to go up, individual effort, and make that catch at the apex. Really good throw from Cooksey as well.
1st and goal at the 5. McIntyre to the right of Cooksey. Cooksey takes the shotgun snap, fakes a handoff, throws, slant route, touchdown. Hudson Perryman's 2nd touchdown grab of the game. His first one was from 6 yards out. This one from 5 yards out. Carson Cooksey's 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And Blanchard back on top, 19-17 with 2:55 to go here in the first half, and the extra point about to be on the way.
I think we've starting to see that Blanchard offense get into its groove. Blanchard's at its best when it has both strength on the run game and through the air, and you pretty much saw a combination there to score that touchdown. Run game to start it, pass game to finish it off.
Snap for the extra point and hold are good. Price's kick is away, and she knocked it through. 2:55 to go first half, 20-17. Blanchard leads Shawnee. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Welcome back as Maldonado kicks one short. It's going to roll through Beaver's legs at the 20-yard line, bouncing outside to the 25, to the 30, across the 35, and out of bounds after a nice return.
Something I was thinking about this week, Todd, that we haven't really mentioned was kind of think about this game. If the role reversals would have been switched from last year, Shawnee doesn't have a football field, I believe, correct? After that tornado, are they?
I don't know if they got it. I don't know what their home field situation is, but yeah, they did have that come through in the spring.
All I know is the press box was gone,
right?
And so it was pretty interesting just knowing that you played the last season in that press box, or calling a game in that press box, I should say.
1st and 10, Shawnee at the 37. As there's a handoff to Beavers, and he's wrestled down in the backfield. Good penetration that time, as again, all game long, Jake Carter has lived in the backfield for Blanchard. And the senior gets in and makes another play. It's going to be no gain.
The senior showing out on a homecoming night. That's kind of what we're starting to get used to with this that Blanchard front. That run kind of being spoiled at that line of scrimmage. Really good start here to this drive.
Owens back to pass. Trey Spencer giving him chase. Out of the pocket left, throws, and he throws it away and out of bounds. Didn't have a receiver to throw it to, so just got rid of it to save a sack, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 now. Again, really good pressure that time by Trey Spencer.
Really good pressure, really good coverage as well from that Blanchard secondary. Talking about Court, Pierce, Brayson Carter, Matthew Tonsing. Really, really good job of being in those spots to force that just errant throw to the sideline from Shawnee.
3rd and 10 at the 37-yard line. Hefner running on late for Blanchard, and Blanchard's going to have to use a timeout. And Jeff Craig is none too happy. 2:14 to go first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. 20-17, Blanchard leads Shawnee. By the way, I think I said 2:14 to go in the game. 2:14 to go in the first half. 20-17, Blanchard leads Shawnee. You're listening to Blanchard Lions football.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Diesel.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 2:14 to go in the first half, 20-17. Blanchard leading Shawnee. 3rd down and 10 for Shawnee at their own 37-yard line. With 2:14 to go in this first half. Blanchard just had to use a timeout defensively, so just one timeout left for the Lions in this first half. Empty backfield for Owens. High snap, he handles it. Blitz comes. Pierce off the edge, can't get to him. Owens steps away, throws in the flat, complete to Miller. 1st down out to the 48-yard line.
Man.
Delmo and Miller makes another grab. They're going to give him the Yeah, it's the 48-yard line. He needed the 47, so 11-yard gain on third down, 1st and 10 Wolves.
I think Blanchard's making all the right calls that you need to make, Todd. It's just they're not getting home on those crucial down and distances that they need to. We've seen multiple times. I mean, for those listening on Classic Rock, Corrick almost making that important sack, but just not being able to get home in time.
1st and 10 at the 48. Owens hands to Beavers, gets away from a man in the backfield and gets a couple yards out to the 50 before he's pancaked there by Trey Spencer. Gain of 2.
It's almost, I don't want to say it's coincidental, but it's just there's some weird occurrences happening where Blanchard's in the right spots. They're just not making that final play to get it down. They're not closing the gap.
2nd and 8, Owens drops the pass. Owens throws to Beavers underneath. Beavers squirts through the middle of 2 defenders and has the first down all the way to the Blanchard 40-yard line. 10-yard gain with 1:16 to go in the first half as the clock will roll when the chains get set. Blanchard trying to sub defensively, running a lot of players off the field here. As Shawnee gets to the ball, 1:08 to go and ticking here in this first half. Owens looking to throw in the flat. Intercept, no, through the hands of the defender that time. That was Gage Ellison who nearly had that one. As he read that one like a book, the pass just went through his hands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
I was wondering when you were going to, get out the patented bifocals. You brought them that first week, but you never cracked them out.
You don't need them a ton for high school football, more for college football that I call, but
right.
They still come in handy every once in a while. Owens looking to throw, steps up over the middle, passes high and incomplete. Boy, he paid for that one as Cole Watkins hit him hard from the backside. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10 now for the Wolves.
For those of you not able to watch on stream, just if there's a way I could describe that hit by Cole Watkins, it's a little bit like laying concrete. I mean, once it gets laid, there ain't much you can do to move it. And quarterback for Shawnee really feeling the pressure right there.
3rd and 10 as Owens dropping to throw deep left side. Pass is caught by Miller inside the 5 and into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Delmone Miller with a 40-yard touchdown grab, a perfect pass from Jameer Owens, and Shawnee retakes the lead 23-20.
It's one of those positions that had to be filled in with the absence of Reagan Palmer, Terrence Johnson. I think you're kind of seeing that significant contribution that Palmer made on defense kind of playing its hand right here. Shawnee's getting whatever they want on those sideline passes. It was just up to that Shawnee quarterback to either make the play or not. It's been very up and down, but that time it hit and connected, and they took advantage of what was given to them.
Rhett Neese on for the extra point. The kick is right down the middle and good. 45 seconds to go first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. It's Shawnee 24, Blanchard 20. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back in as Rhett Neese will kick it away for Shawnee after that 40-yard touchdown pass from Jameer Owens to Delmone Miller. It's a short kick that McIntyre will take at the 23-yard line. He'll leap over a tackle and go down at the 30 as Landis takes him to the turf.
It's a little bit of
it'll be 1st and 10.
A role reversal this week. Blanchard is really having to lean heavy on their defense last week because the offense wasn't got a little bit of a clock running situation. Blanchard not able to get any rhythm going last week on that offense. Now it's completely we're in a 180 here. Blanchard in these past 2 drives has been able to get some consistent offense flowing, but it's a defense that's really been struggling.
Clock should be at about 38 seconds here.
I think Craig just signaled 35 up to the booth.
35, so there you go.
And, we talked about that on Tuesday. Not necessarily the look-ahead game, but just being able, obviously a perfect game is not possible for any team, but really just getting those defensive and offensive groups to play complementary football instead of one having to, drag another up the hill because one's severely lacking in one department. Just trying to find that perfect balance in between offense and defense.
1st and 10 at the 30. It's Cooksey looking to throw, has time, steps up, throws flat, right side, complete to Pierce, who makes the first man miss, gets about 5 yards up to the 35, and Blanchard's going to use their 3rd and final timeout of the first half. While we take that timeout, just a chance to remind you of our sponsors this year of Blanchard Lions football. Craig and Straight Orthodontics, 10 Arrows Roofing, Keeler Custom Homes, Quick Wrench, First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarborough & Sons, Brightway Insurance, the LB Realty Group, Blanchard Eye Care, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs, Hometown Healthcare, and Coops Performance Gym are sponsors of tonight's game. This year's season, I should say, of Blanchard football. Tonight's game, our title sponsor tonight is Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Big thanks to Brightway Insurance, who sponsored our starting lineups tonight. We've had a few Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air touchdowns this evening, 3 of them through the air for Carson Cooksey.
Nice. Instead of a palm heel strike, that was more of a
That's
finger
right.
palm strike.
It's going to sound terrible, but I just middle finger killed a bug in here and flicked it away. Also want to thank the LB Realty Group, who will tell you your player of the game afterwards. We'll have a First United Bank scoreboard update at halftime as well. 24 seconds to go. Blanchard out of timeouts. Cooksey throwing. Left side, passes wide and incomplete, intended for Tonsing. And it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Blanchard now.
It's a really tough throw there. Carson
at the 35.
Rolling out to his left, throwing with his right to a receiver that's also running to the left. Really, really tough throw to make. Almost made it, too, just a little bit out in front of Tonsing there. With about 19 seconds left here in the second quarter.
So there must have been a penalty. I missed the penalty, I guess.
I didn't even see the flag.
Illegal man downfield. Okay, so it's 2nd and 10 with 19 seconds to go at the 30. It's a handoff. This is Hughes looking to get outside to the 40 and out of bounds near the 45-yard line. In fact, they'll give him the 45, so that's a 15-yard run for Tyler Hughes. Now with 17 seconds to go, if you can complete a pass and either get a spike or get out of bounds, you might at least have a chance for a Hail Mary here.
Got a little bit of deja vu almost, Todd, honestly. The first huge play of the season last year came against Shawnee. That very first play of the very first drive of Blanchard, that green go. Will we see deja vu here again?
Tonsing in motion. This time it's a fake handoff. Cooksey throws over the middle. Pass is low and incomplete. Intended for Pierce. 12 seconds to play. 2nd and 10 for Blanchard. 12 seconds to go in this first half. Shawnee's up 24-20.
A little bit of an underthrown ball there from Cooksey. Corrick was open. He threaded the needle pretty well, but man, Corrick had one guy to beat there in that middle of the field if he would have turned up and started running.
Cooksey, straight drop. Fires one deep, right side, pass is caught, tackled inbounds at the 34. Blanchard's got to spike the ball, and they've got to do it fast. The clock will stop while the ball is set as the pass was complete to Hughes at the 35. The clock runs. The snap comes back to Cooksey, and he spikes it with 1 second left on the clock, and it'll be 2nd down and 10, and Blanchard will at least have a chance to throw the ball into the end zone.
We've seen crazier things happen. I mean, just a couple drives ago, we saw that little fade almost, that out fade to that first pylon for Corrick Pierce that almost resulted in a touchdown. Wonder if we're going to see something similar, a little bit of a misdirection almost.
One second left on the clock. I think Blanchard coaches feel like there should have been more than 1 second left on the clock.
I don't know. I think that was the right.
Doesn't matter. It's one play either
yeah.
way. 4 receivers left, including Hudson Perryman, who's the big, tall target down here. 3-man rush for Shawnee. Cooksey throws it underneath to Hughes, and he gets down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, and that's how the first half will end. 17-yard pass play, but all for naught on the final drive. And after one half of play, it's Shawnee 24, Blanchard 20. Drake, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of what we talked about pregame. I think it was a little bit of a look-ahead game for Blanchard. I think Shawnee came out and punched him in the mouth, and it just took a little bit to get back to the ball that we're used to seeing them play. Talked about it a couple minutes ago, playing complementary football. Last week against Piedmont, we saw Blanchard do really, really well on the defensive end, only giving up points, really, when Blanchard offense turned the ball over. And now this week, we're kind of seeing a complete opposite 180 of that. Blanchard defense giving up some big, huge pass plays, big, huge run plays. Got to give credit to Shawnee. Someone's got to be making those passes. Someone's got to be making those runs. But it's just something we haven't seen from the Blanchard defense thus far this season. And with this being the last non-district game, it was adamant. Coach Craig was very adamant on Tuesday that they really wanted to shore up any of those shortcomings that they had on either side of the ball before going into district play next week. They still have a half to make those changes, but we were starting to see there at the very end that complimentary ball, the offense starting to kind of find their rhythm those last 2 drives. It's just the defense has been really, really close on some of those plays. They've gotten really, really close to getting some sacks. They've been really, really close to getting stops on 3rd down. The right calls are being made. They just got to get home on some of those plays, Todd.
Halftime, 24-20, Shawnee with the lead. When we come back, we'll give you our First United halftime scoreboard update. We'll check out all the scores from not just around Class 4A, but all the other classes around the state of Oklahoma tonight. It is Week 3, the 1-1 Blanchard Lions taking on the 1-2 Shawnee Wolves, and at halftime, Blanchard's got work to do. Tonight's game sponsor, Yarborough & Son Heating and Air. Our halftime score, Shawnee 24, Blanchard 20. This is Blanchard Lions football.
For the Blanchard Clone Squad. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field from Shawnee, Oklahoma, the pride of the pack marching band. The Shawnee High School band is under the direction of Christopher Hall, Jackson Anderson, and Madison Reisenberg. Color guard coordinator is Lindsay. Percussion coordinator is William Weldon. Tonight's performance is a portion of the band's 2023 competitive marching show entitled Gothic Renaissance. The pride of the pack would like to thank Miss Kaufman and the Blanchard Band for inviting them to perform this evening. We wish them all the well in the upcoming marching season.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system?
Drum majors Caitlin Parsons and Olivia Grimm, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, again, please welcome to the field the pride of the pack, marching band.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Oscar Brooks Sports Complex, and at the half, Blanchard trails Shawnee by a score of 24-20. Todd Lisenby with you, Drake Vitito alongside as well. Big thanks to all the sponsors of Blanchard High School football that are with us this season: First United Bank and Mortgage, Brightway Insurance, Blanchard Eye Care, Casa de Wolf Designs, Coops Performance Gym, Keeler Custom Homes, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, 10 Arrows Roofing, Quick Wrench, Hometown Healthcare, Sutterfield Surveying, LB Realty Group, and tonight's title sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. It's time for a First United Bank halftime scoreboard update. Let's start in Class 4A, where Catoosa leads Edison Prep by a score of 13-6. Tuttle trails Class 5A Guthrie at halftime, 13-3 the score there. Carl Albert up big over 4A Elk City, 42-7 at halftime. Carl Albert, the number 1 team in Class 5A. A district foe, Hara, leads Seminole 28-6. In fact, Hara the opponent next week here at the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex for the first game of district play. They lead Seminole 28-6. Classen leads Northwest Classen 40-28 in the second quarter in that game in a shootout. Bridge Creek up 21-6 on Western Heights in the second quarter. Cushing 21-6 lead on Berry Hill at halftime. Big rivalry game out in eastern Oklahoma, Grove and Wagner has a 21-7 lead at halftime. Heritage Hall up big on John Marshall, 42-6 at the half. McLean leads Tulsa Memorial 52-3 in the second quarter. Newcastle up big over Woodward, 34-7 the score there. Stigler leads Stillwell by a score of 29-6. Elgin leads Weatherford. That would be a bit of a surprise. Two really good 4A teams there. 13-0, Elgin leads Weatherford. Claremore leading Hilldale, 28-13. It's Skiatook, 21-6 over Tulsa Nathan Hale. Poto leads Chandler at halftime, 28-14. Tahlequah leads Salisaw, 9-7. That rhymes. Tahlequah leads Salisaw, 9-7 at halftime.
Black Diamonds.
McLeod leads Tecumseh 7-6 at the half. Tecumseh, another district foe for the Blanchard Lions. It's Fort Gibson 14, Glenpool 7. Chickasha 21, Anadarko 8, and Miami leads Dewey. Great matchup of mascots there. The War Dogs and the Bulldoggers going at it tonight. The Miami War Dogs lead the Dewey Bulldoggers 6-0. That score in the second quarter. Drake, real quick, as we pull up some Class 6A scores. Tell everyone about the 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro Trivia Night, Saturday, September 30th, about what they can expect out there.
Yeah, so on September 30th, that's on a Saturday from 7 to 9. We're going to be having our trivia night over at 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro. And when I say we, I mean 93.3 Jake FM. That's our new country station over at Tyler Media. Jesse, who you can hear on the morning show every single weekday on 93.3. She will be the MC. We're really excited to have 10 Arrows hosting us. It's going to be a fun one. It's the inaugural trivia night. We're planning to have 3 in the fall, 3 in the spring, kind of save that winter venue, kind of keep everyone out of the cold. But regardless, $500 will be going to that grand prize winner, and there's limited tables available for that outside location. If you want to pre-register, you're going to have to text 405-740-5678 for pre-registration. Those tables are 5 max. So your team can only be 5 per table, and you can text 405-740-5678 for pre-registration. $500 grand prize. That is Saturday, September 30th from 7 to 9 p.m. 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro for Trivia Night. We're really excited. Tables are filling up fast, so make sure you get pre-registered, get your team in, because $500 is nothing to scoff at, Todd. I would gladly accept it today.
Not. Let's look at some Class 6A scores tonight in the biggest class in the state of Oklahoma. Edmond Memorial up big, second quarter, 36-0 on Southmore. Norman North up 36-13 at halftime on Yukon. Edmond North leads Enid 21-14 at halftime. And in a score from last night, Class 6A2, Stillwater defeated Norman by a score of 28-6. In 6A2 tonight, Sand Springs 21-0 over Ponca City. Collinsville 20-7 over Bartlesville. Southeast leads U.S. Grant 17-12 at the half. It's Eisenhower 19-6 over Lawton. Midwest City leads PC North 17-7 at halftime. Star Spencer up 49-0 on Capitol Hill. Those are your Class 6A 2 scores tonight.
I got to make a note. It seems that every week we see this kind of twisted circus show happen for the Blanchard band right now. They're adding a little bit extra. We have not seen this, what would you call that, circus tarp, I guess? They keep adding new things.
I thought we had that last time, did we not?
I don't think so. They didn't bring it on the road to Piedmont, and I don't remember it at that first home game against Noble, but it's kind of fun to see this little onion getting layered as the season goes on. I'm intrigued to see if they'll keep adding new elements to this performance.
Just for my own personal benefit here, I'm trying to see what the score is of the Luther Lions game tonight. As my alma mater, they may be off tonight. I think they played back in week 0, so we'll have an update on that maybe further down the road. But at halftime here, the score is 24-20. Blanchard trails Shawnee, and how we got here started in the first quarter after Blanchard went 3 and out to open the game. Jameer Owens hit Delmo Miller for a 35-yard touchdown pass. Rhett Neese's extra point made it 7-0. Shawnee with 7:37 to go in the first quarter. With 44 seconds to go in the quarter on a 3rd down and 11 from their own 32-yard line, Blanchard answered back a 68-yard touchdown pass from Carson Cooksey to Court Pierce. Alex Price extra point missed, hit the left upright, and it was 7-6 Shawnee. And then we just saw an explosion of scoring in the second quarter that started 1 minute and 13 seconds into the second quarter at the 10:47 mark of the first half, with 10:47 to go in the first half. Rhett Neese kicked the 37-yard field goal. Really good kick. Would have been good from probably 45 or so. Right down the middle. That made it 10-6 Shawnee. Blanchard answered back, took their first lead of the game, a 45-yard touchdown drive, ended with a 6-yard touchdown pass from Carson Cooksey to Hudson Perryman. That made it 13-10 Blanchard. Shawnee came right back less than a minute later with 6:36 to go in the first half and scored on a 35-yard touchdown pass from Jameer Owens to Dietrich Beavers on a play where it was a bad snap. Owens ducked under a rusher and then found Beavers in the flat. He did the rest for the touchdown, and Shawnee retook the lead 17-13. Blanchard went down the field and took it right back, though, a 55-yard drive this time. Carson Cooksey found Perryman for the second time in the second quarter, this one from 5 yards out. Alex Price nailed the kick again, and it was 20-17 Blanchard. And with 45 seconds to go in the first half, Shawnee, for Blanchard, did the dreaded score going into halftime and going to get the ball back trick, because Shawnee scored in the last minute on a 40-yard touchdown pass from Jameer Owens to Delmo Miller, his second touchdown grab of the game. He's over 100 yards receiving already. Jameer Owens, the quarterback for Shawnee, and Carson Cooksey, the quarterback for Blanchard, both have 3 touchdowns. The difference in this game, the 1 missed extra point and the field goal for Shawnee, and that's why they're up by 4 by a score of 24-20.
I was just about to say, and it may be the cynic coming out of me, but I really hope we don't boil down to a situation where Blanchard goes up by 3 or 2 from missed extra points, and we see a situation where it's the last play of the game and Shawnee ends up kicking a field goal either to win a game or to tie it going into overtime. But regardless, for both sides of the ball for Blanchard, that's offense and defense. Obviously, you saw the offense start to click a little bit there at the end of the second quarter, but defense has a lot of things to change, and really I think it just comes down to finishing those plays, getting back. They have had their opportunities to, whether it be tackles in the backfield for a loss, busted coverages deep. They've been in the right spots. It's just finishing plays out, going a little bit more when it comes to individual efforts, getting home on some of those sacks. And I think the score may look immensely different in the second half if that offense keeps humming and the defense kind of patches those little things up as we're nearing the end of halftime here.
Got about 5.5 minutes to go until we restart the second half. We'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll get you ready for the second half action. Our halftime score, Shawnee 24, Blanchard 20. Tonight's game sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Blanchard High School
Support your school's
At this time, we have some very special guests on the field. Starting from the north end zone, as they are walking across the field, we would like to introduce you to members of the 1983 Class 3A Fast Pitch State Champions. Members in attendance tonight are Coach Sonny Verlaine, Coach Jeff May, Kelly Sweed, Robin Stafford, and Julie Fleeger. We also have in attendance tonight the 2013 State Wrestling Champion. Give it up for Blake Stringer. All right, Blanchard fans, you can do better than that. Give it up for your state champions. Correction, that was Braden Stringer.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back to Blanchard, the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. Halftime score 24-20. Blanchard trailing Shawnee. Todd Lisenby, Drake Vitito, the great Nate in the booth with us tonight. We got Reeves Mitchell back at Classic Rock 104.5 headquarters as well, as it's another Friday night here in Blanchard. 6 home games this year on the schedule, so we'll get to see the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex quite a bit this year. Tonight, though, a special one, Drake, homecoming here in Blanchard, America.
Yeah, it's been a special day, and it always is a special day every year for the town of Blanchard. I'm sure a lot of their towns are proud of their homecoming, but Blanchard's is pretty incredible for just the stuff that they plan out for the whole week, not only for the high school but for all the schools combined. I was actually able to witness the parade, the homecoming parade earlier today, and it's kind of funny. I graduated in 2017, and I was in the parade, and once where the parade ended, and people will know this from Blanchard, it's on Main Street, and it goes down. Where Main Street ended when I was a senior in 2017 was you would turn left where the old Mexican restaurant used to be by Pride Fitness there on Main Street. Now, this year, after not being around for, the past 5-6 years, it ended all the way down where Yarbrough & Sons headquarters is at. Shout out Yarbrough & Sons for being a sponsor for this season for us. But, man, that's about a block or two of street there on Main. So just seeing the city or the town grow, seeing the festivities of homecoming be widely more celebrated around the town. It's a special time, not only for the community but for the seniors as well.
It's wild to me, Drake, and I'm not from here. I called games in the old stadium, where it was
the old Blanchard.
Where it was just a one-room press box, and I was sitting next to the scorekeeper bothering him the whole night.
Yeah.
With and you'd have 2 radio crews that you could hear each one over the other one's headsets because there wasn't a room. It was just one main room, a coach's room on either side, So
it's
crazy how far it's come here.
And it's
only going to get bigger too.
I've been saying this. I think in the next 7 to 10 years we could kind of see a Mustang situation happen here, where it's just kind of far enough out of the way of Oklahoma City, but you still are close enough to a big highway. To where you get that big influx of population and enrollment.
Well, especially, and I don't know how it'll affect here, but if the other turnpike does get put in that goes around south to I-35 as well,
yeah,
I would imagine people that can work out that way could move all the way out to Blanchard and still have highway to get to work.
Yeah,
it is crazy, and I know they've been honoring a lot of past state champions. I believe it was the 1983 fast pitch team.
Yeah.
2013 Braden Stringer, who won a wrestling state championship as well, being honored.
Also the state champion in football in 2012.
As Maldonado kicks this one off, and it's going to be taken out across the 20 to the 25, bouncing outside at the 30 with the convoy of blockers down the sideline at midfield and wrestled down from behind inside the 35-yard line. That's Ajon Thomas on the return. And it's a big run back, and Shawnee, already up 4, is going to get the ball in Blanchard territory. No team has led this game by 2 scores tonight, Drake. It's been nip and tuck back and forth, and Shawnee's got a chance to do that here.
Yeah, not the best start for this Blanchard special teams group. It's kind of the first big special teams play they've given up this year. Not a great start, especially the way this defense has looked through the first half. Going to have to see some big changes, or Shawnee's just going to be getting 6 points after 6 points on the board.
First down and 10 for the Wolves at the Blanchard 35-yard line. Owens in the gun with Dietrich Beavers to his right. Owens throwing right side, go route, pass is nearly intercepted through the hands of McIntyre, who was that's Rio Reynolds who's out there on the coverage that time, intended for Zyron Campbell.
Kind of not really surprised at the shot that Shawnee took there. That's kind of the stuff that they've been leaning on. I mean, all their scores have come from either big gash runs or big throws that have ended up getting extra yardage for 6 on the board, but really surprised.
Seeing Reynolds get a start to start this second half as well.
Different looks.
Shotgun snap, Owens option, pitches to Beavers right side. Beavers makes a man miss, gets the first down inside the 25 to the 24. Boy, just a little stutter step, and he made a Blanchard defender stop in his tracks. 10-yard run to first down.
I mean, we talked a little bit about it pregame. The one aspect of this Shawnee team, even though they are young, they are very, very quick, very skilled at those skill positions. If they get put in spots in the open field, they're going to make someone miss.
Owens takes a low shotgun snap, hands to Beavers again, finds a seam, gets to the second level. He's met by Brayson Carter, though. He gains to the 21. They'll give him the 20-yard line, actually, so a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6. Nope, now they mark him at the 21, so a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
It's the first time I feel like we've called either of the safeties. You can say one thing about that. Up the middle has not really been there for the Wolves.
We got an injury. Corrick Pierce is limping off the field for Blanchard here. He's going to have to be checked out. Hopefully he's okay. As on 2nd down, a handoff to Beavers running right. Beavers looking to bounce outside and nothing there. He is smothered. That's Hudson Perryman, who just came in for Corrick Pierce, who makes the play. And it'll be 3rd down and 8 after a loss of 1 back to the 22.
One of those phrases of the week that we had last week, and it was Carson Craig who really came up with it, rallying to the ball on those long outside runs, getting multiple bodies over there to stop that influx of offense that Shawnee's going. And that's exactly what happened there. You saw, 2 or 3 Blanchard bodies rallying to that ball on the outside, making the tackle.
Hard snap count for Owens. Blanchard doesn't jump. Now Owens will throw. Pass low, incomplete. Intended for Miller down at the 10. And there is a flag down in the backfield. It's a hold on Shawnee.
Seen a lot of those.
Right now, Shawnee might be in field goal range, so Blanchard might think about taking it. So the hold happened at the 28, so it should move the ball back to the 38 because the hold happened in the backfield. And I think Blanchard might take this here.
I think it's the
They
right
will
call.
They will take the penalty. So it's going to move the ball from the 28. Again, they mark it off. I don't know what they're doing here. They keep marking off holds from the previous spot, and that's not how holding works in high school football. That hold happened at the 28-yard line. The ball should be at the 38. Instead, it's at the 32. It's 3rd down and 19. Setting up a screen right side. Pass is complete to the 30 and wrestled down at the 28-yard line. Good job again. I think that was Perryman again. It was, as the pass was complete to Keno Citizen.
Really good job there by Rio Reynolds on that corner spot to leak that man back inside instead of going out to the outside where they've been gashed on that defense. That's what allowed Perryman to go in and make that tackle on the inside, set up for not that big of a gain.
It's going to be a field goal try here. This is going to be a 45-yard field goal from the right hash for Rhett Neese. Neese made a 37-yarder in the first half. This would give Shawnee a 7-point lead. It would be the first time they led by 7 since 7-0, as Neese's kick has plenty of leg, but he missed it wide left. It's no good, and Blanchard will take over on downs at the 20-yard line.
It's a really good job of the Blanchard defense to kind of pick up the slack where that special teams unit kind of let them down. It's the first really well put together drive where, Shawnee gets a penalty. Blanchard really takes advantage of it, makes the most of it. It's a really good spot here for the offense to pick up where they left off at the end of that first half.
1st and 10, Blanchard at the 20.
Trying to find Pierce on the sidelines. Oh, he's back out on the field. Pierce, a little bit of an ankle. I love that coaches say that. He's got an ankle this week.
He's actually got 2 of them. One of them's hurt, I think. As on 1st down, Cooksey fakes the handoff, keeps it up the middle, finds a hole to the 25-30, hit from behind, and rides the tackler all the way up to the 35-yard line for a gain of 15.
One of the things I noted at the coaches show last Tuesday, Cooksey's play against Piedmont, he's really, really matured this season compared to last of taking what's given to him. He's not really trying to force or go to the issue. He's just taking what the defense is giving him, and he's having a really great game tonight on the ground and through the air.
1st and 10. Hand off to Howell, who's back in at running back, running left, and he's hit it about the line of scrimmage, but he carries a tackler all the way up to the 39 for a gain of 4. By the way, that last run by Cooksey, a First United first down. It's now 2nd down and 6.
And I think Blanchard's okay with these 4-yard gains through the ground, just because Shawnee's kind of had, it's very hit or miss with them. I mean, that Blanchard front front five has really been dominating those first three there for Shawnee's defense. I think they're going to keep riding that hot hand.
Cooksey throws, slant route to Pierce. Good to see him back in the game. And he makes a nice grab across the 45 to midfield. Beavers on the coverage, makes the tackle, but it's a gain of 11 and another First United first down right at the midfield stripe.
Now we're really starting to see this Blanchard offense cook a little bit, setting up that short passing game down the middle, working those routes inside and out. Going to set up for something big if they need to go to the well for it.
Ball sitting on the big toe of the leaping lion at midfield, right at the 50. As Cooksey fakes a handoff again, and this time not much doing, just gets a yard straight ahead as Ajon Thomas in on the tackle for Shawnee. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the Shawnee 49. 7:45 to go in ticking third quarter. Blanchard trails 24-20.
Just want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors for this season: Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Sutterfield Surveying, Brightway Insurance, and Quick Wrench.
2nd and 9, Blanchard at the Shawnee 49-yard line. 7:21 to go now and ticking in this third quarter. Still plenty of time on the play clock as Cooksey sends Carter in motion. Cooksey fakes a handoff to Howell, drops, throws down the right side for Pierce, who has a step. He dives and he can't hold on down inside the 15-yard line. It's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 9, a big 3rd down upcoming for the Lions offense.
It's a really good route there by Korick again. Shawnee playing a little bit of that pressure coverage right up in his grill. He was able to create that separation. Just a tad bit overthrown there from Cooksey. Had it happened a couple times tonight, but we've been seeing these Blanchard receivers, really good routes, getting the space they need. Just a little bit of a missed timing there from Cooksey, which led to the overthrow.
3rd down and 9 from the 49. Cooksey takes the snap, hands off to Howell up the middle, and he's not going to get much. He just gets a yard to the 48 as Ryan High comes in to make the tackle. And now Blanchard has some thinking to do. I think the thought there was get about half of it and go for it, but when you only get one, you might look at punting here.
And it's really tough, too, when Shawnee has a kicker that isn't afraid to go a little bit of outside of a distance to kick. That's another thing you have to do because you're down by 4. You're in a peculiar situation. Don't want to give up a field goal to get you a whole score drive.
Now this is the formation they punt out of usually, as it's 4th down and 8. Cooksey looks to the sidelines. Now takes the snap. He's going to throw it. Cooksey down the far side of the field. A wide open is Carter, and he overthrew him, incomplete. Cooksey threw it to the right side. Carter was looking back over his head, and I don't think ever located the ball. And Blanchard turns it over on downs at their own 48-yard line.
For those of you not watching on stream, Shawnee pretty much brought the house. There was about 2 or 3 guys that came down the middle, and Cooksey had to get rid of it almost immediately. Big overthrow there from Carter, but it was a good separation.
They just moved the ball up a yard. The ball was at the 48-yard line, and now they're going to start at the 49-yard line.
I know that's like
I don't know
that's
what
your
is
big pet peeve.
Like what is happening?
If you guys could see Todd right now, he's a
I don't know
he's a
what
little
these
north
officials
of
are, like,
he's a little
seriously,
north of cherry red in the face.
It's just common sense. I don't get it. It's a turnover on downs. It goes back to the previous spot. Why is the ball going up to the 49? 1st and 10, Shawnee at the 49. Owens, hands off. Going right side and hit and dropped for a loss that time. That was, I believe that was Ellison that got back there.
Yeah. Korick actually came all the way
Keno
back.
Citizen on the carry, by the way, 1 yard loss.
Pierce actually came up all the way back from the safety to get the first contact. Didn't end up making the tackle, but it was enough for those other Lions that followed suit to rally to the ball and get a really good tackle for a loss.
Beavers back in the backfield to the right of Owens on 2nd down. Rolling right is Owens. He'll run with it. He is going to be hit and dropped as Ross Johnson got there first. And then it was big Blake Woods coming in and cleaning that one up from behind. A loss on the play of a couple. They'll call it a 1 yard loss, and it'll be 3rd down and 12.
I know it's been real frustrating for those big boys up front on the D-line because when you got a running quarterback, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of opportunity to try and get him there in the backfield. But that time, Ross was able to, and a really great job from the senior Blake Woods on homecoming night to get another loss for them in the backfield.
3rd and 12 as Owens will drop to throw. Owens pressured, hit as he throws, ball floats in the air, and it's incomplete. No, is it intercepted? It is intercepted. That's Vaughn McIntyre who makes the catch. It looked like it hit the ground. The referee called it an interception. The Shawnee coaches are fired up. It looked incomplete to me. I think our referee got that one wrong, but the Lions will take it because it's an interception at the Shawnee 45.
Are they mad about the interception, or are they mad about the helmet to helmet?
He didn't catch that.
Right.
The ball hit the ground.
I see. I thought it was more on the hit on the quarterback.
No, I think that was clean.
I see.
I think it was Ross Johnson that got there, wasn't it?
Yeah. We were talking complimentary football. This is exactly what's happening right now. Offense needs to respond here after defense giving them something.
5:02 to go third quarter. Cooksey in the shotgun. No backs in the backfield. Straight drop on first down. 3-man rush. Steps up, throws one deep. Right side for Carter. He catches it, and he waltzes into the end zone for a Blanchard Lions touchdown. Same play that they didn't complete on 4th down, and this time Brayson Carter runs underneath of it. It's a 45-yard touchdown brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air.
That was a great throw from Cooksey. He's been trying to get that drop in the bucket all night long. Just been a tad over on some of those throws, but not this time. It was a little bit not even a post. It was a little bit of a leak out on a green go there from Brayson, and he was able to drop it in the bucket there, put the Lions in front with
Alex
4:54.
Price on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, and it's good. 4:54 to go in the third. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Our score, Blanchard 27, Shawnee 24. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 4:54 to go third quarter. Blanchard has retaken the lead, 27-24. Third time this game Blanchard has led. We've had 5 lead changes. Shawnee led 7-0, then 7-6. Blanchard 13-10. Shawnee 17-13. Blanchard 20-17. As there's a short kick taken by the upback who runs backwards to the 41. And then we've got a little pushing and shoving after the play, as that was LaRon Thomas on the return. It's 1st and 10, Shawnee at the 41. Blanchard led 20-17. Shawnee led 24-20 at halftime, and Blanchard strikes first here in the second half, 27-24 Lions.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen on a kickoff it goes directly to the first man in the middle, and the guy just catches it and tries to get some more yardage. But, yeah. I mean,
was the middle man on the kick return team, and that was always your nightmare.
Really?
It's like, just please don't let it go at me like at a heater, because that's the worst. Every kickoff goes right over your head, and you know if they miss kick one, it's going right at your face mask.
Right.
1st and 10 at the 41. Low snap. Owens picks it up. Looks right, throws right, pass is caught. Nope. Oh, they are going to say caught at the 45, and I think that's the right call as Beavers goes to the ground to catch it. Only a gain of 4, though. It'll be 2nd and 6.
If I'm the Blanchard defense right now, I think you got to be able to have some recognition that you have gained back the momentum that you have been trying to get all game by creating a turnover there from the Shawnee O.
2nd down and 6 as Owens rolls left, pressured, steps back to his right now, looking, he gets a block, And a flag's going to come in for a blindside block here on Shawnee. They're going to get LaRon Thomas. It's only a gain of 1 on the play, but this is going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Pretty easy, and if you're not watching on stream, it's a pretty easy call by the ump there. I don't know who on the Blanchard defense was about to make that tackle almost in the backfield there, but the Shawnee defender comes out of nowhere. Blanchard defender is pretty much helpless in that situation, and pretty easy call there by the refs.
It's a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to move the ball all the way back to the 26-yard line.
Did they get it right that time?
They did. They actually called it from the spot of the foul, which they haven't done the whole rest of the night. So it's going to be now let's do the math here. I didn't know math was going to be involved. 2nd down and 25 from the 26. Shawnee needs to get it all the way to the Blanchard 49. Low snap again, bounces back to Owens, throws it in the flat left side to Beavers. Beavers looking to get outside and nothing doing. Corrick Pierce is right there. Also, that's Gage Ellison who gets out there. Who gets out there as well. It's going to be a loss back to the 21. And now it is a 3rd and 30 for Shawnee at their own 21.
Blanchard, really good job by them for taking advantage of that little bit of a muff snap there. They rallied to the ball again. It was a short bubble pass there at the bottom of your screens on the stream, and you saw Gage Ellison and a whole host of Lions just sniff it out right from the beginning.
Owens with an empty backfield. 3-man rush. Owens, quarterback draw right up the middle. Bounces outside. Now back up the middle. He's hit, and he's going to be dropped. Corrick Pierce, first one there again, and then a bunch of Lions gang up on him. The pile's still moving, and finally they blow it dead at the 30-yard line.
Goodness. After
a gain of 9. Pierce got there first and slowed him up, and then it turned into a rugby scrum at the 30. And it'll be 4th down, and for the first time tonight, we'll see Shawnee bring out the punt team.
Goodness, not a better time for them to bring it out either. I think Blanchard has finally established that rhythm on defense. I think they finally got back to doing what we've been seeing them do all season long, and now we get to see a really good punt team here for Shawnee and a really good return team for Blanchard.
Carter's back deep to return it. Lance Williams will kick it. He's standing at his own 16-yard line. The line of scrimmage is the 30. 4th and 21. Snap is good, and Williams boots away a low spiraling kick that Carter can return at the 35. Up the field to the 40, bounces outside at midfield. 45-40, cuts back 35, needs a block, goes backwards to the 34, and he's going to be brought down. He needed to beat one man as he tried to cut all the way back across the field. Carter's limping off the field. I hope he's going to be okay as Lance Williams made a touchdown-saving tackle that time. That was the punter who came in to make the tackle. He also plays defensive end, so it's not like he's a nobody out there.
Right.
But it's 1st and 10 Blanchard as they will start at the 33-yard line in Shawnee territory after a nice return from Brayson Carter.
It's the bread and butter there for Carter. Stick on the inside, cut outside, and come back on the inside. We've seen that multiple times, and usually most of the time it results in really good yardage like you just saw.
Blanchard looking to go up 2 scores for the first time tonight. Has it 1st and 10, 2:16 to go third quarter, up 27-24 at the Shawnee 33.
There's Carson. I see him down there on the end zone.
Carson Craig is who you're talking about?
Yes, Carson Craig.
Carson Cooksey's at quarterback, and he throws it right side, complete to Hughes at the 30, lowers his head, and gets down to the 28-yard line. Tyler Hughes, who made his first contributions right before halftime, and he's been pretty popular since. He gains 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It'll be really interesting to see here what Blanchard does. There's about 1:50 left here in the third quarter. Obviously, they're not going tempo, really taking their time, kind of bullying the Shawnee defense like they did last drive before that big gashing pass play.
Cooksey in the gun has McIntyre to his left. Cooksey raises, throws to Hughes again, right side. Hughes runs over a defender who's still down on the ground and is finally knocked out of bounds after a first down at the 22. Holy cow. The defender was Kiefer Landis, and he is still on the turf as Hughes ran straight through him.
He's moving his legs.
He's moving around a little bit.
I'll never forget my junior
Oh, that's scary.
my junior year of high school. It was Blanchard Bethany, and I'm sure you remember this
yeah.
story, Todd.
Yeah, with Hudson Hawes, yeah.
Yeah, he took a shot, and you could see his legs not moving. You just knew something was up. But luckily, the Shawnee defender who got hit by Tyler Hughes is automatically started moving his legs. So I think it might have just been maybe a little bit of lost breath, air taken out of him maybe.
We'll hope. They're checking on him down on the field right now.
I think a little bit of maybe a face mask to the chest, I think. I don't really think it was helmet to helmet. If you're not watching on stream, it was kind of a bang-bang situation, and it didn't really look like Tyler Hughes had much steam to start going. But whatever power he had in the system just was enough to overtake that Shawnee defender, and he ended up falling to the ground almost immediately. Obviously a scary situation. Shawnee defender has about 4 people around him huddled over him, both from the Shawnee side and the Blanchard side, both athletic trainers.
Well, it happened on the Blanchard sideline. And again, Kiefer Landis is the injured player, and he was down and moving his legs back and forth. He hasn't moved much since then. His feet are moving around a little bit, but he is obviously very hurt, and they are very concerned. Now, the good news, if there is any, is no one has called for any sort of EMT yet. So,
right. Again,
and that may be about to happen, and it may be out of precaution, hopefully more than anything.
It was
as
close.
it does look like they are trying to stabilize kind of his neck and head area.
Right. It was closest to our side, and I don't know if it was a helmet-to-helmet situation and the face mask just ended up getting in a weird spot there, but I think it was a face mask planted right on the chest. So if anything, I'm thinking it's some sort of chest injury, but again, he is moving his legs, so I think he can rule out anything severe, superly severe, life-altering, but
I hope he can. I don't want to speculate on anything. I just hope the kid is okay. Like I said, there's obviously no immediate concern.
I see some. Is that
for
the
him
EMT
because
with the hat on?
Yeah, it looks like now the EMT is going to come down out of the end zone and check on him. Some of the Shawnee coaches starting to walk over as well. Jeff Craig standing there.
Again,
the injured player is Kiefer Landis.
Again, I mean, just from watching it, Todd, just how the play kind of progressed, Tyler Hughes did not really get much of a running start. I mean, he had just caught the ball and just started kind of initiating that forward progress. And the Shawnee
It was
defender,
just awkward. That's the best way I can describe it. It was awkward, and he went down in a heap, like immediately. I'm hoping it's just a stinger or something where he momentarily kind of got knocked out.
The EMT is now on his walkie-talkie. It looks like we'll be calling in some more help.
Yeah, it looks like. Looks like they are going to have an EMT come out.
We do have a stretcher.
And he has not moved much since this whole thing got started. Got binoculars, so I've got a really good look in.
How is the upper body moving at all? I'm kind of obstructed from where I'm at.
Haven't seen him move his hands or his head any. They've really kept his head stable.
Think it might just be like a bad whiplash situation.
I don't know. I really don't want to speculate. I just hope it's not serious. Still haven't seen him move his hands or anything. They've kind of been at his side. Again, the injured player is Kiefer Landis. Right now they've got a light out. I think they're checking his pupils, honestly.
I don't know what that means.
Maybe they think he was knocked out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is going to take a second. Let's take a 2-minute break while they work on the injured player. Again, the injured player is Kiefer Landis. We'll be back with more Blanchard football. 27-24, Blanchard leads us in 1:28 to go third quarter. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today. Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. We have an injured player on the field. It's Shawnee's number 34, Kiefer Landis. It's a Tyler Hughes run where he and Landis hit head on, and Hughes kept moving, and Landis went down in a clump, and he has not moved a ton since. Now, he did initially move his legs around, and I have, through the binoculars, seen him move his arms a little, but they are going to put him on the stretcher, on the backboard, and they are trying to keep him as stabilized as they can right now. And really good job by not just the Blanchard Fire and EMT here tonight, but also the assistant coaches who are out there helping with that as well, just manpower to lift him up and move him around.
Yeah. When we were on air last, it was about 4 people around him, some coaches, and then the personal trainers on each side. Now we got about 10 to 12 around. Just it's a full force effort here for the injured player for Shawnee.
Landis is going to be transferred from the backboard to the stretcher, and I'm sure you will hear an applause as he's taken off the field. Hard to continue play after an injury like that.
Regardless, if you see T-Fire on the field, it's not
a lot of times if they think there's any sort of neck injury, the immediate thing is stabilize and get to someone who can actually take a look at it. So I would imagine that's what's happening right now. Because again, he's strapped down onto the backboard, and they're going to transfer him over to the stretcher.
You can also see some of the guys kind of running down over his head. Obviously, he's talking to him, seeing kind of how he feels. Making sure always a communication
stretcher now. Coaches from both teams out kind of talking to each other. Obviously the game less important here than the safety of the player. Kiefer Landis again, the injured player, as you hear the applause as he is being wheeled off. He took his face mask off as well, which is common practice. Landis is a 5'8", 145-pound wide receiver and defensive back for Shawnee. And he is going to head out of here to get medical treatment, and we certainly wish the best for him. And I know Drake, you will obviously be able to keep up with this, and hopefully once you get an update, you can update people on social media.
Probably be a question to ask at the coach's show on Tuesday if we don't hear anything immediate. Also, the Blanchard football Twitter page does a really good job kind of keeping people updated. But anything I see or hear, if our broadcast doesn't end before we hear something tonight, we will make sure to let both parties know what the situation is and how it develops.
So after the injury timeout, it's going to be 1st and 10 Blanchard at the Shawnee 22-yard line. 27-24 Blanchard with the lead. With a minute 28 to go in the third quarter.
It's a little odd spot because it almost feels like another halftime. It's kind of like we're starting fresh over.
Cooks, he takes the snap, hands off to McIntyre, right side. He runs for a yard or two down to the 20, and he gets belly-to-back suplex down to the 19 for an extra yard. That was a guy who's not on our roster, number 73 for Shawnee, who made the play. Oops, we'll just call him Steve. Bob Jones. Gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
I think that's the first time we've seen a McIntyre on the side, if I'm not mistaken. Good to see a little bit of a mix here.
Perryman in motion. It's a fake handoff. Throw to Perryman in the flat. Perryman makes a grab, turns up, tries to make a man miss, runs backwards, is hit, now turns around and goes forward to the 15. It's almost like a what am I supposed to do there situation for Perryman. He gains 4 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 3 at the 15 in Shawnee territory. Blanchard doesn't have to run another play in this third quarter. There's 30 on the third quarter game clock and 32 on the play clock.
It's one of those situations where, and I did this week, is you go to a roundabout and you're not sure which way or which exit you're supposed to take, and so you end up doing a little bit of a loop.
Doing it twice, yeah. Blanchard is going to run a play here. It's a hard snap count. They're just going to try to get Shawnee to jump offside and let the quarter in. 3 quarters in the books for the first time tonight after one of the quarters. Blanchard still has the lead. 27-24 our score after 3. Blanchard with the ball. 3rd and 2 from the Shawnee 15 upcoming when we return. Tonight's game sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Our score 27-24 Blanchard. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Welcome back. 12 minutes to go in this ball game. 1 quarter to play, and Blanchard leads Shawnee 27-24. What's at stake? Well, when it comes to playoffs, absolutely nothing. This is the last non-district game of the year. But you'd rather go into district play with a winning record than a losing record, and that's where Blanchard falls tonight.
think it's more of a get-right situation before district play, and I think the second half we've really kind of seen what complimentary football looks like for this Blanchard squad.
3rd down and 3 from the 15. Blanchard needs to get it to the 12 here. Cooksey has McIntyre to his left.
2 seconds.
Shotgun snap, handoff, McIntyre cuts back, gets the first down and more, keeps his legs churning all the way down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. 7-yard run and a First United first down and goal for the Blanchard Lions.
Give a shout-out one time to Vaughn McIntyre. He's really kind of come in after that.
How about Ryder Dobbs and Trey Spencer on that left side, too, with some really good blocking. Also, Jake Carter in the middle there for the Blanchard Lions.
One of the things we can say that has been consistent tonight has been the play from that offensive line, that group. I mean, they've really their physicality have really kind of set that standard on the line of scrimmage.
1st and goal at the 8. Cooksey hands to Carter. No, he fakes it. Cooksey keeps it up the middle. He even faked me out, and he runs into the end zone for a Blanchard Lions touchdown. Carson Cooksey accounts for his 5th touchdown tonight. This is his first one with his legs, though. A run of 8 yards, and with 11:24 to go in the ball game, Blanchard is the first team tonight to lead by 2 scores. It's 33-24 Lions with Alex Price coming on for the extra point.
He had me faked out as well. He hasn't really gone to the well as much with that run game, but when he has, it's been big dividends, and you just saw it right there.
Price's kick is on the way, and it's right down the pipe. 11:24 to go in the ball game. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. Our score, Blanchard 34, Shawnee 24. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year.
Maldonado will kick it away for Blanchard. And again, it's a short kick taken on a line drive by the upback at the 43-yard line. That was LaRon Thomas, who twice now has done that.
First time, he actually tried to get some extra yards. I think he kind of learned his lesson that second time and just kind of nailed it down. If there was ever a bingo card for a football season for the 2023-2024 season, I do not think that the ball getting kicked on a kickoff straight to the man in the middle and that front line would be on the bingo card, because that is too outrageous. I don't know if I'm ever going to see that again in my lifetime, Todd. I'm going to be completely honest. Another opportunity, though, for the defense.
Yeah, 1st and 10 Shawnee at the 45. 34-24. Blanchard with the lead. Owens takes the snap, looks to throw over the middle, has a man wide open. It's caught at the 25-20, 15-10, down to the 6-yard line. That's Ajon Thomas, who makes a big grab of 49 yards, and it's a 1st and goal for Shawnee just like that.
That was a really good throw from the Shawnee quarterback, but I mean, a little bit of a busted coverage there from the Lions. Give credit where credit is due, saving the tackle there. So it's not an easy 6, but Blanchard defense got a lot to do here.
1st and goal. Owens hands to Beavers right up the middle and nothing doing. He's going to be ridden down after a gain of about 1. As a little push and shoving after the play. As that was big Ryder Dobbs who got there first. 1-yard gain, maybe a 2-yard gain to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Is this the first possession that Blanchard's had on defense has been in the red zone?
I think in the second half it is.
Good.
Maybe
it
in the whole game,
because
all the touchdowns have been long.
Yeah.
Owens, low snap, hands the Beavers, running left, bounces outside, off a tackle, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Got away from Carter, got to the edge, and Dietrich Beavers cuts right back into that Blanchard lead. It's 34-30, and the Wolves will have an extra point pending on the 4-yard touchdown run for Beavers.
Got to give credit to Beavers there. I mean, he shed about 2 or 3 tackles before eventually making it into the end zone. Blanchard defense not doing themselves any favors here. Very, just very hot and cold performance after putting together a couple of drives of really good defense.
Extra point by Nice is good. Tonight's game brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. The score, Blanchard 34, Shawnee 31, 10-20 to go in the ball game. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Is it time for your school or business to purchase a new phone system? Give the experts at Versatile Networks a call. In most cases, we can provide a phone system with brand new phones for less than your current monthly bill. Call us for a free quote today.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 10:20 to go in the game, and for the second time tonight in right at a minute, Shawnee answers back with a touchdown of their own. The first time Shawnee did that, it was a 35-yard touchdown pass from Owens to Dietrich Beavers, and this time Beavers finishes it off, but the big play was the long pass, 49 yards to Ajon Thomas. Blanchard got a personal foul after the kick, so Shawnee's kicking off from the Blanchard 45-yard line.
I don't think I've ever seen this before either.
Rhett Neese tries an onside here. He's going to kick it into the end zone, and Blanchard's just going to start at the 20. With 10:20 to go in this ball game. See if it's not really how this game has gone, but it'd be nice if Blanchard could just get a touchdown drive here and chew up about 5 minutes of clock.
Yeah, they've hit it. They've been on a heater. The offense has. It's just been a little bit of a defensive letdown thus far in the game. But I think where Blanchard offense is at, you gotta like where they're at with the run. They've been taking what the defense has given them, and I don't see any reason why not. They're going to march down the field right here and score without turnovers barring.
Empty backfield for Cooksey. Sends Carter in motion into the backfield. Cooksey runs an option. Cooksey pitches it to Carter. Carter's hit, and he's dropped for a loss of a yard back to the 19. Good tackle that time made by Toby Gray for Shawnee, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Those of you listening on Classic Rock 104.5 is a little bit of an option play to the far up side. If you're watching on stream, Carson Cooksey ended up pitching it behind the line of scrimmage to Brayson for a tackle for loss. About 2nd and 11 here.
From the right hash, Cooksey again, the lone man in the backfield. Perryman is that tight end behind the tackle to the left. Cooksey, straight drop, looking, firing downfield, complete across the 35 and out to the 40. First catch of the game for Cole Watkins, and a flag is in the backfield, though, so we'll see if this one's coming back.
It's a really good pass there from Cooksey up the middle.
It's a hold on Blanchard.
Oof.
Well, hopefully they march this one off from the wrong spot like they have all the other ones, because if not, it's going to go back to the 8-yard line on half the distance. Instead, I guess half the distance would only take it to the 9 anyway. Yeah, they marked this one off wrong too, so this one at least favors Blanchard.
I know I kind of brought this up at the beginning of the second half, but it's looking more true the more this clock winds down. It's looking more like a hero situation for Shawnee, where I feel like this game's going to come down to the kicker either tying it up or giving them the lead. I don't know. The more we go through, the more it seems like it's going to come that way.
The ball was at the 19. They marked it back to the 10, so it's a 9-yard penalty. Whatever. Blanchard will take it 2nd down and 20 from the 10 for Blanchard. Danger spot here for the Lions if they can't get it out of their own end zone. Cooksey throws right side on the screen, complete to Pierce. Pierce looking for a blocker. Cuts back at the 15 to the 20. Bounces off a tackler up to the 24, 25-yard line. That's a gain of 15, and that makes this 3rd down much more doable at 3rd and 5.
Corey Pierce has had some pretty outstanding individual efforts there. He cut back up the middle. He ended up getting clipped on one leg by a Shawnee defender, and he ended up getting about 4 or 5 extra yards stumbling forward. Just a really, really good individual effort right there from the junior.
3rd down and 5 for Blanchard at their own 25 with 8:50 to go in the game. 34-31. Lions holding on to a 3-point lead. Blitz comes. Throw in the flat. Complete to McIntyre. McIntyre turning upfield to get the 1st down, and he just does. An open field tackle is made, but not before McIntyre gets across the 30 to the 31 for a First United 1st down.
And that's kind of been the story for the offense this second half. Even though they got that penalty early, they've just been on such a tear these past couple of drives that they're still able to gobble up those yards, get that 1st down, even though it was an extended drive there.
1st and 10 at the 31. Handoff, McIntyre up the middle, running right, and he gets about 4 yards to the 35. Tackle made that time by big number 51, Jamar Favors, who goes 6'1", 275.
And, Blanchard's in an interesting situation here. There's about 8 minutes left. I mean, the way they've kind of been handling this offense outside of the big plays that they've been getting, they've really been taking their time. And big thing is they've established the run, so they have that privilege, able to take that time, eat that clock away.
1st down, there's a handoff to McIntyre, running right, cuts back at the 35 to the 40, and he lands forward to the 41, and that's going to be another First United 1st down on a 2nd and 6. Vaughn McIntyre runs for 6, and the chains move.
I've really been encouraged from McIntyre's play here. Even the past 2 games, he got some run against that Piedmont team, even some run against that Noble team. He's a really, really good power runner. Made someone miss on that Shawnee defense. Really good backup runner.
That's
for
Delmone
Blanchard.
Miller, who's one of the most athletic kids out there for Shawnee, who he made miss. 1st and 10 for Blanchard at their own 41. Empty backfield for Cooksey. Cooksey, man in motion, fakes a handoff, keeps right up the middle, has a big hole, 45-50, another 1st down. A First United 1st down, 11 yards on the carry for Carson Cooksey, who continues his big night, and with 7:11 to go, Blanchard has the ball in Shawnee territory at the 48.
Sadly, we don't get the luxury of stats until the next week. But I'm really intrigued to see what that rushing number is as a unit for Blanchard.
I know he's got to have about 40-50 on his own.
I know Cooksey's had a really great game, but goodness, for the LB Realty player of the game, I'm thinking the O-line a little bit, just because, they've been dominant
been good
whole
so
game.
Far. 1st and 10 at the 48. Cooksey, man in motion is Carter. Carter takes the handoff out of the backfield. Don't see that very often. He runs right up the middle and gets 2 yards, and he's tackled by another player not on the roster. So we'll call him Joe Bob Johnson.
Okay. JBJ.
Yep. And that's a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
We're seeing this slow, methodical pace right now from Blanchard. I really think it's.
We need an AI name generator for when we don't have a player on the roster.
I think that's the first time you've been in favor
yeah.
of AI.
Yeah, maybe so. 2nd and 8 at the 46. Blanchard with the ball. Again, Carter into the backfield. Cooksey fakes a handoff, throws to Perryman in the flat. Perryman makes the grab, lowers his head, gets near the 1st down, and he's got it all the way down to the 37, a 9-yard gain on a 2nd and 8, and another First United first down.
It's a really good misdirection play. It's kind of interesting because when you see Carter in motion in the backfield, defenses almost probably think it's going to him, and what that creates when you've been handed the ball off to him for 3 quarters, you're able to misdirect that defense for a nice play in the flats there by Hudson, almost beating one guy to the end zone.
Already 5 minutes off the clock on this drive. Handoff to Carter, sweeping left. Carter at the 35, cuts back to the 30, still on his feet, hit from behind, and down to the 30-yard line. They'll mark him right at the 30. So he runs for 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. 5:20 to go in the ball game. Blanchard took over this ball with 10:20 to go in the game. So they've taken over half of the clock off now before the time they snap this next snap.
Got to give credit to that Blanchard O-line. They've been the constant in this game. In a game full of peaks and valleys, the one thing that Blanchard has been able to lean on is their run game, and that's a big part of those 5 big dudes up front.
2nd and 3 at the 30. Cooksey takes the snap, hands to McIntyre right up the middle, and nothing doing there. He gets no gain. Back to the line of scrimmage, as that was Lance Williams who comes in to make the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for Blanchard at the Shawnee 30-yard line with 4:33 and ticking to go in this ball game.
A fun thing I'd really like to do is Carter runs side to side so much. I'd really like to get a yard counter of how much he gains versus how much he's actually running in total, because I bet some nights that number is a lot more than the other.
Big 3rd and 3 from the Shawnee 30. Need to get it to the 27. Hard count. The Wolves nearly jump but get back. Blanchard thought they might have got him. No flag, though. So Cooksey changes the play with 3 on the play clock. Takes the snap. Hands to Howell. Howell hitting the backfield. Stumbles. He spins. And he's going to be really close to the first down. I think he's going to be a yard short. It'll be 4th down and 1.
He's moving up now. Line judge is moving up.
And they're going to stop the clock for a measurement. I don't know why the clock stopped.
Is that a ref call?
Maybe.
That was pretty quick.
I think he's going to be about a half-yard short. It looks like it's about the 27.5. It's hard from this angle to know, though.
Well, we were looking at the far line judge, and he started somewhere, and he ended up in a different place before they ended up bringing the chain gang out.
I think Blanchard's going to have 4th down and about a half-yard here with 3:56 to play. Blanchard has taken 6 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock on this drive. They'll pull the chains taut. And Blanchard is short by about a half-yard. God-given vision, no laser vision or anything, no laser surgery.
You don't need it. You're 2015
right.
Without any machine lasering you. Is that a second? Was there a kink in the chain?
No, they got it.
Huh.
It's less than a half a yard short here. Blanchard's going to go for it.
We know QB sneak is not in their repertoire. That was something that Coach Craig talked about last Tuesday, because Piedmont actually had to pull it out one time. So haven't really seen this situation for Blanchard, a 4th and short in a crucial moment in the game yet, and this is where it comes down to. So I'm excited to see what they...
Ball sits at the 27.5. They need to get it to the 27. Shawnee has all kinds of players up right on top of the ball. Hard count, and Shawnee jumped. The Wolves jumped offside and gave Blanchard a free first down on 4th and inches. And that'll move the ball down to the 22-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions.
It's a little bit of deja vu, but on the other side of the ball. Last week against Piedmont, when the score was 14-7, there was a pretty important play for Blanchard, and they ended up hopping off sides. Pretty much the same exact situation you see here. Piedmont ended up scoring on that drive. So we'll see if the same rings true for Blanchard on this drive with about 3:28 left.
1st and 10, Blanchard. Play clock at 2 as Cooksey takes the snap. Running to his left, Cooksey to the 20, to the 15, and out of bounds. Probably wish he would have stayed in bounds there, but he got a nice gain. They're going to say he stepped out at the 19. gained 4. The clock will stop with 3:15 to go. That's the only thing I don't like about that play is you would have loved the clock to continue to run. 7 minutes and 5 seconds have gone off the clock on this drive. Blanchard can finish this off with a touchdown. This is the definition of a winning football drive.
Exactly. I think it starts with the coaches, honestly. Really good scheme here, knowing you got 8 minutes left on the clock, knowing you have that run game established. You can kill a lot of it. It's what you're seeing on this drive.
Carter in motion. Fake handoff. Cooksey keeps it running left, and a good open field tackle. Gets him at the 19-yard line, as that was Jason Hare who came up and made the play. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6.
It was a really good stop there by the Shawnee defender. If he wouldn't have gotten that tackle on Cooksey, I think it would have been a little bit more closer to that 1st down. But regardless, pretty interesting spot here for the Lions as the clock winds down just south of 3 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if they go 2-run plays here, try and maybe eat a timeout here from Shawnee, or maybe try and mix in a little bit of a misdirection pass play like we saw to Perryman last drive.
3rd and 6 at the 18. Blanchard needs to get it to the 12. Cooksey, shotgun snap. Fakes a handoff. Looking, throwing, right side for Carter, and it's through his hands and incomplete. Carter couldn't make the play in the end zone. It's 4th down. Blanchard's going to go for it here. A field goal doesn't do them any good. It keeps it a 1-score game.
Man, that was a really good throw there from Cooksey. Carter just not able to wrangle it in. He had it at the apex. He created the separation right there at that nylon.
8 minutes on this drive, Blanchard has had the ball. They took over with 10:20 to play, and there's now 2:20 to go, and it's 4th down and 6 at the Shawnee 18. Blanchard up by 3. Blanchard might be trying to draw Shawnee offside and use a timeout here. Cooksey now goes to the line. We'll see if they snap it or use a timeout. Empty backfield. Cooksey takes the snap. Blitz comes. Cooksey hit as he throws towards the end zone. Incomplete. Jason Hare got there right as he threw. He came unblocked right through the middle of the line. And the pass falls incomplete, and the Blanchard defense is going to have to make a play now as they lead by 3 with 2:15 to go.
Shawnee,
8 minutes and 5 seconds and no points on the drive.
Shawnee brought the house with that blitz. Hudson Perryman ended up getting open for a split second, but the pressure was just too great, too quick, and Cooksey ended up taking a big hit because of it. But here we are with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Blanchard defense very hot and cold. I'd say probably for the second half they've been a little bit more hot than cold, just giving up that one big play last drive to Shawnee. But it's a big statement. It's a big statement drive for this Blanchard defense to kind of pick up the slack where they have been most of the game.
Rio Reynolds, Matthew Tonsing have been out there at corner most of the second half as it's a high snap to Owens. Rolling left, throws it in the flat, and the ball's dropped and incomplete. And the flag is going to come in for a late hit. They're going to get Cole Watkins for a late hit here as the ball was dropped and then Watkins hit the receiver in the flat. It was intended for Keno Citizen.
That's I don't know, Todd.
You can't get away with those anymore. Like they've taken those out of the game. Like you just can't do it.
Blanchard defense not doing themselves any favors here. Questionable call, sure, but with the game on the line, 2 minutes and 9 seconds left, I think any of those coaches down there would tell you it's a mistake at the end of the day. It's a flag from a ref, and you never want to put it in the ref's hands.
15-yard penalty moves it from the 18 up to the 33, where it's 1st and 10 for Shawnee. 2:09 to play. Blanchard up by 3, and Shawnee false starts. The receiver moved too quick that time, and Shawnee's going to move back 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15. So they trade penalties. 15-yarder on the Lions and a 5-yarder on the Wolves.
If you're Blanchard here.
Both teams 3 timeouts, by the way, worth noting.
Yeah. If you're Blanchard here, cannot be giving up what you've been giving up all game, and those are the big, long pass plays, the big, long gashes of runs. You just can't make them earn every yard.
Owens takes the snap. Blitz comes. Owens hit as he throws. Floats it. It's intercepted. Perryman at midfield to the 40. Cuts back. Hit from behind down to the 34. And Blanchard gets the ball back on the turnover. The Lions have it at the Shawnee 34-yard line with a 3-point lead.
I didn't get to see what the rush package looked like there. I don't know if they were rushing 3 and dropping 8, but it looked like there were a lot of dudes. There were a lot of dudes in the secondary there, and like we've been saying all game, this Shawnee group, very up and down, very peak and valley. The young quarterback makes a wrong read there and ends up for a Blanchard interception. Great takeaway there from Blanchard, one that came at the most important time in this game with about 2 minutes left. Thank you for Blanchard here. Go back to, they have 3.
That's from the 35-yard line. The Lions will have it. Cooksey in the gun. McIntyre to his right. Handoff McIntyre running straight ahead. Got a really good block. Sealed off. Got to shout out a couple linemen there as McIntyre runs for a 4-yard gain. Shawnee will use a timeout. Braden Heffernan drove someone about 15 yards down the field, and Trey Spencer gave him a great block at the line. And it's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Shawnee's going to use a timeout. We'll keep it right here for the timeout here. And let's thank some of our sponsors here of Blanchard Lions football. Let's start with LB Realty Group. They'll bring you the player of the game, which we will have after the game tonight. Hometown Healthcare, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, 10 Arrows Roofing, Quick Wrench, Coops Performance Gym, Sutterfield Surveying, Casa de Wolf Designs, Blanchard Eye Care, Brightway Insurance, First United Bank and Mortgage, and our title sponsor tonight, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. And Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air got their money's worth tonight on this sponsorship because they have gotten a really good game. Yeah. So the Lions will have it 2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line. While we have 1 second, I want to remind you about Saturday, September 30th, 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro Trivia Night.
Big shout out to 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro for hosting 93.3 Jake FM. Jesse from the morning show with Jake FM will be there. $500 grand prize. There is a limited number of tables available. You got to text 405-740-5678 if you want to pre-register. 5 people max per table. If you do not have 5 people, you will be shuffled into the group that does not have the full set. So text that number for pre-registration.
Cooksey hands to McIntyre right up the middle, and he carries 2 tacklers for a 1st down. The ball came loose. Shawnee thinks they have it. Shawnee says they ripped the ball away. No signal yet from the referee. Shawnee coaches are flying onto the field thinking they ripped the ball away, and they're going to call it a Blanchard 1st down. Timeout called by Shawnee now, and we'll take the timeout with them. 1:46 to go, 34-31. Blanchard leads. Tonight's sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. This is Blanchard Lions football.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
For more than 100 years, Oklahoma Career Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to over 90,000 graduates a year. These individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies, fueling this state's economy. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Welcome back to the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. 1st and 10 Blanchard at the 24. Shawnee can only stop the clock one more time. One more 1st down and this game's over. Oh, nearly a fumble on the handoff to Carter. And a great job by Carter. He was slung around. He stayed on his feet. He's going to lose a yard, but he didn't run out of bounds, and he made Shawnee have to use their last timeout. With 1:44 to go, the Wolves are now out of timeouts, which means Blanchard should be able to run the clock down to roughly about roughly about 20 seconds to go.
Okay. Before
they would have to maybe punt the ball away or maybe go for it on 4th down. So Shawnee's going to have to get 3 stops and then hope for a miracle here. That last 1st down run by Vaughn McIntyre was huge.
It was. I mean, and we've kind of been calling that name all night. I've kind of been talking about the dynamic between him and Mikhail Howell. Obviously, Mikhail Howell is more of an agility guy. Vaughn McIntyre just bringing the jackhammer down on some Shawnee defenders tonight. He's been absolutely integral to this run game, as well as that Blanchard offensive line. Integral in that 8-minute drive that peeled off so much clock before Shawnee ended up throwing that interception. It's just been nothing but flowers for the kid tonight during homecoming.
Vaughn McIntyre had an interception as well on the defensive side of the ball, didn't he? Wasn't that McIntyre that intercepted the pass down here that Shawnee thought he had dropped it? I think it was. Out of the shotgun, and now Shawnee jumps offside. 5 free yards as Toby Gray got into the neutral zone. It might have been Cole Watkins that intercepted it, but I thought it was McIntyre who was in there. So now it's going to move the ball from the 25 to the 20. 2nd and 6 for Blanchard with 1:44 to play as the Lions look to hold on for a homecoming win. Handoff, McIntyre running left to the 20, brought down from behind. At the 19, the clock will run.
Got to assume that Blanchard will go for it, right? This far down.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have to run another play here, honestly. It's going to be at about 50 seconds. If they run one more play, I mean, honestly, what Blanchard needs to do here, if I'm the coach, and I'm not, Jeff Craig's done a lot more than I have as a head coach, but they might let the play clock run down to 1 and just see where they're at and maybe just run around in the backfield and take a knee and get out of here with a win. Heck, they might take a delay of game penalty. There's nothing to be hurt by taking a delay of game here.
Right. Looks like that's what they're
looks
going
like
to do.
Jeff Craig's going to take this timeout with 1 on the clock. And there is a timeout with 50 seconds left in the ball game. So here's the thing. There's a 40-second play clock, right?
Right.
The play clock does not start until the ball is snapped.
Okay.
Or, sorry, until the ball is spotted.
Okay.
So if they snap the ball to Carson Cooksey, if he stands for a couple seconds, takes a knee, and then they slowly hand the ball back to the ref, and the ref doesn't get it spotted very quickly, if they don't get the ball spotted before the clock's at 40,
it's curtains.
It's ball game. And Blanchard doesn't have to snap it again. And even if they do get it spotted at like 42, Blanchard could still just snap the ball and throw it into the end zone over the goalpost and win this thing. So basically, Shawnee at this point needs Blanchard to make a catastrophic mistake.
Which I don't think they're going to do. They've been pretty good down the stretch here. Obviously, they didn't get the score there on that last drive, but just having the mental awareness to know that the run game has been working, trying to drill down that clock so you give them as least amount of time as possible to make something happen on that offensive side of the ball. Just think it's been a really well thought, well put together fourth quarter for them, even though it may not reflect that on the scoreboard.
3rd down. It's a handoff to Hughes. Hughes running left, and he's just going to take care of it himself. Tyler Hughes runs for a first down to the 13-yard line, and this ball game is over. Blanchard can put a knee to it, and the Lions are going to improve to 2-1 with a hard-fought 34-31 victory over a very game Shawnee team tonight here at the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex.
Yeah, I'll say it. Last Tuesday when Coach Craig was talking, he understood the gravity of the situation that they were in. Obviously, it's the last non-district game. You want to look as well put together as you can. But I think Blanchard got bit a little bit with the unassumedness of Shawnee. Coach Craig knew that this team is not going to be the same team that they were last year. Still a very young group, but they tested Blanchard tonight on a night where the defense did not play to the standard that we know them to play. You have to give a big shout-out to the offense for really picking up the slack, especially of what we saw from them last week of not really bringing it on that side of the ball against Piedmont last week. There was a little bit of really good complementary football played there in the third quarter. Obviously, Blanchard being able to get that turnover, which led to the offense responding with a touchdown. But when it mattered most, Blanchard defense and offense was able to put together some complementary football and win the game. And I think even though it was mildly up and down for most of the contest, I think that at the end it was a pretty well-conceived fourth quarter for Coach Craig and the coaching staff.
34-31, the final score tonight. Blanchard wins, improves to 2-1. Blanchard will be at home again next week, 7 p.m. against Hara. Hara will be 3-0 coming into that game next week. Let's look real quickly at some Class 4A scores, a little post-game scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank. Hara beats Seminole tonight 45-6. Bridge Creek big over Western Heights 42-6. Excuse me. Salisaw beat Tahlequah 37-23. Classen leads Northwest Classen in the third quarter 62-41. Some other scores in Class 6A tonight involving some teams in Blanchard's district. Tuttle falls to Class 5A undefeated Guthrie 20-3 tonight. Tecumseh defeats McLeod by a score of 26-13. And I believe those are all the scores. Oh, yeah, Newcastle also beat Woodward tonight. Big. The final score of that game, Newcastle 69-7 over Woodward. Let's, before we get out of here tonight, let's do our LB Realty Group Player of the Game. And I think tonight it's going to go to number 2 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, right? Hudson Perryman, who had a big game. He had the big interception to seal it for Blanchard tonight. Had 2 receiving touchdowns as well. We talked about how he was going to have to be more involved with Reagan Palmer out of the game. Yeah. I didn't think that was going to be as much defensively. And he didn't play the entire game defensively, but when he came in late, he made a couple of really big plays on the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, the one big play on the offensive side, that little misdirection where they swept Carter across to the left, and he ended up leaking out on that right during that third down play. I think that was the big one for me. But Mo, 2 touchdowns from him tonight, a couple of big turnovers on defense. He showed it tonight. I mean, really stepping up in the absence of Reagan Palmer. They put him. He did some pretty good blocking when they brought in, those kind of like almost like a goal line set where they were really just charging it down the middle. As good as the offensive line was doing all night, just adding that extra body in there with Perriman, definitely carved out some big run lanes for those running backs. But absolutely deserving of the LB Realty Player of the Game is Hudson Perriman, the junior.
A couple of reminders for you. First of all, we want to remind you to go out and support all of the sponsors of Blanchard High School football that make this possible. Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, Coops Performance Gym, Casa de Wolf Designs, Blanchard Eye Care, Brightway Insurance, First United Bank and Mortgage, 10 Arrows Roofing, Quick Wrench, Hometown Healthcare, Sutterfield Surveying, the LB Realty Group, and tonight's title sponsor, Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. I want to remind you one last time, September 30th, the 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro Trivia Night. 93.3 Jake FM is going to be there.
Yeah, Jesse on the morning show.
Country Station. And Jesse from the morning show is going to be there as well. She's a lot of fun. She was actually listening out and about tonight to the Blanchard game. Gave us a shout out. So
got some superstars Jesse, listening in.
$500 grand prize. There are limited tables available. 405-740-5678 for pre-registration to the 10 Arrows Coffee and Bistro Trivia Night, September the 30th, Saturday, September the 30th. 5 people to a team. If you're not on a full team, you'll be assigned to a team until they get teams
that
of 5.
That also doesn't have 5 people.
Right, exactly.
So it's a little bit of a
5. So get 5 together. If not, just get out there and pay for yourself and get thrown onto a team and maybe win that $500 grand prize.
$5 per entrant, by the way. $5.
$5 per entrant, that's right. Our LB Realty Group Player of the Game, again, is Hudson Perryman. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to the Blanchard Lions. Big thanks to the great Nate up here in the booth with us tonight on the stream, to Reeves Mitchell back in the Classic Rock 104.5 studios tonight as well. Our final score here from the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex on homecoming. Blanchard defeats Shawnee tonight 34-31. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Yarborough & Sons Heating and Air. For Drake Vitito, I'm Todd Lisenby, wishing you good night. This is Blanchard Lions football.